In this video, we will discuss Venus in all 12 houses of your chart and your spouse and purpose of your life. So my beautiful ladies and my brothers, welcome back again to your favorite astrology channel, the one and only Jupiman Astrology. Now guys, I would like to tell you before you move forward, you can directly take consultation from us. We have created a website now. It's so simple. You can go there, link in description and the comment section below. You can just click there and just click of a button, you can just simply purchase directly consultation from us as the instruction are given on the website, and then we will just help you out in the consultation. Okay guys, so for that, links are in comment section and description. You can purchase consultation also. Now let's talk about Venus in the first house. Okay, so when Venus is placed in the first house, first of all, first house represent your ascendant, your life purpose, your body, personality, destiny, dharma, right? Because first house is everything, right? Without first house there is nothing. And what is Venus? Venus is sensual pleasure, beauty, relationship, love, art, creativity, any kind of a pleasure, feminine energy, romance, luxury is Venus. And now Venus, when placed in the first house, it is going to be placed in your lagna simply. So it becomes the lens through which the world see you, right? Which is charming, graceful, magnetic person. Okay, so Venus in the first house make you a person who live for love, who live for harmony, who live for connection, who live for beauty. Okay, with Venus in the first house, you will have aura of sweetness, which can attract both love and envy as well. Okay, Venus in the first house often give a natural artistic talent of things like music, acting, fashion, design, or any kind of art, creativity. Naturally you will see. Naturally it make you beautiful. Or I would say, even if you are not beautiful, I would say, although Venus in the first house definitely is going to make you beautiful in any way, definitely there will be some sort of attractive power these people have who have Venus in the first house. Okay, your soul wants to balance your inner and outer beauty with Venus in the first house. Venus in the first house, your life soul purpose is always going to be to spread love, to spread harmony, to spread the artistic values in the world, right? You will definitely going to see that. With Venus in the first house, you will definitely be attracted towards others. Okay, sorry, you will definitely be attractive towards other. Somehow or other, you will definitely appear to be attractive. Right? People will naturally drawn. When you have Venus in the first house, people naturally draw towards you. Okay? And it is a very good placement for romantic attraction or romantic attention. Now see, you might have Venus in the first house and you might experience maybe heartbreak, etc. That may be because, let's say, you have Dashantar Dasha not going well, of Ketu or Rahu or something like that going on, which is giving you problems, right? But then the right time comes, Venus definitely, irrespective of Dasha, this is going to give good in terms of romantic attraction. The person with Venus in the first house, which is you, may marry early, or even if not get married early, they will involve in some kind of a relationship, whether the family know or don't know. Because I know personally people who have Venus in the first house, they live in a very traditional family, and the family even don't even know that this guy have relationships, right? And he'll appear to be traditional, he's handsome of course with Venus in the first house, but he have secret relationships. Okay, so yeah, I can tell you that spouse is usually beautiful of these people. Spouse can be artistic. Spouse can be very romantic as well. Okay, their romantic dreams are also very strong. Okay, and also you will see these people believe in fairy tale kind of a story, fairy tale love story, I would say. Okay, so you will see that. Definitely their charming personality will naturally attract their lover, right? Generally these people, it's very less you will see that these people will have to do much efforts, they are naturally attractive. So the other person come to them, whether it's a boy or a girl, naturally somehow lovers come in their life. Okay, you will see that. So also you will see Venus in the first house, your spouse can belong to a refined or a creative background, I would say. Although for that we have to see other placements like seventh lord nakshatra, which planets are conjunct with Venus, in which sign it is, what's the trine, and then we have to see D9, D3, etc. Other chart as well that I see personally. But still, right? And even if you are a female, we have to see other planets like Mars, Jupiter, etc. as well. But still, you will see, right? These qualities still be present because ultimately Venus is also going to aspect the seventh house. So love is often based on physical attraction and emotional connection for these people. If you have Venus in the first house, you need to learn the real love is deeper than the beauty. Okay. Now let's say if Venus is afflicted, so there may be overindulgence in romance, vanity, or even it will give you breakups. Okay, let's say this Venus have some connection with ketu, then you can experience maybe breakups early in your life. Okay, incompatibility in values or expectations, over expectation I would say, can lead to conflict in marriage. So you have to be very careful regarding marriage. Okay, lifelong theme of people with Venus in the first house you will see is of learning to give love, not just to receive it. Right? Of course they will receive. Naturally they are appear to be attractive. I have seen females, even if they get married and they are at their late 30s, even at their early 40s, they appear to be so attractive to the males, right? Right? You will see that even if this female is in their early 40s or late 30s, somehow, even if she will have thin body, she has some kind of attraction, because Venus, especially for females, even for male as well, is going to give you attraction, right? So naturally, you will appear to be younger for males, even if you are a female with Venus in first house. Okay. So, and people would literally say to the women, until or unless this Venus is getting highly afflicted by other malefics. Generally, Venus in the first house female, you will see even if they get married, they have kids, they are older age, right? People will still feel drawn towards them. People can say, oh, you doesn't look like you have kids, like you look younger. Okay. So that can be seen. Although younger looking things is more like a Mercury stuff, but still Venus in the first house give you attraction. Okay. Also you will see, definitely in this life with Venus in the first house, they will experience soul level connection in relationship, not just external attraction. Right? Venus in the first house. I've also seen sometimes, or if in fact I would say many times, with Venus in the first house, females especially, if you are a female with Venus in the first house, you may reject many male, right? Because with even if this girl who have Venus in the first house, she appeared to be very, very traditional, very, person in the society who follow rules, but in reality, no. Secretly, she could have lovers, but she reject many males. I have seen this again and again. When a Venus is in the first house of a female, she reject many offers, whether through arranged marriage offer or even the love marriage. Many males would like to get married to her or have relationship with her. She reject them. And I have seen this many times, that then she, I don't know why she, because of this Venus in the first house, she, especially for female, she then later accept a male offer which is not a very, which is very weird offer, I would say. And everyone will say, oh my god, this girl get married to this guy. Okay, I have seen this again and again. I don't know why. And this point is more applicable to females, not for male. Okay. So if you are a female with Venus in the first house, I have seen this again and again. They reject many males in their life, and many male throughout the life will get attracted towards them. But they choose very unusual type of partner, which they fall in love with deeply, regardless of their, how they look or whatever they are. They just fall in love with a very weird kind of person. Okay, I have seen that. Because they feel that connection, that especially for female. For male, it's a different stuff. Okay, but yeah, I have seen this again and again. That's why I discussed that. Also, you will see that Venus in the first house, definitely it make you soft spoken, okay, pleasant, and a diplomatic kind of a person. Okay, until or unless your Rahu Ketu Dasha is going on, or let's say especially Rahu or Ketu, especially Rahu is placed in the second or third house, then these guys can be very blunt as well. But generally Venus in the first house make you very soft spoken, pleasant, diplomatic people. Okay, because Venus give you diplomacy. They speak in such a good way that people even admire them. Okay, for their good, even good looks is of course there, for their way of talking, for their charisma. Although I have seen this, these people who have Venus in the first house, they are very sensitive to criticism. Okay, especially in relationship, their partner if say something negative about their appearance, they get triggered. Okay, Venus in the first house, people highly influenced by love. Okay, you will see that Venus in the first house, you will be very creative thinker. You may love things like poetry, aesthetics, refined environments, right? And even I've seen luxury car lover. Okay, and if let's say this Venus is in the sign of Taurus, very obsessed about the money and car and this and that, right? Very money minded, and they always talk about money and cars. I have seen that. Then Venus in the first house, natural love for perfumes, ornament, fashion, arts can be seen. Although I have seen and Jupiter's place into certain houses, in that case, at that particular time, their love for perfumes or I would say fashion art go down. Okay, they start to they start to focus on themselves less in the Jupiter dasha. I have seen that. But even with Venus in the first house, but still, if when the moment love or some kind of a lover come in their life, then again they start to look good and start to focus on themselves. But generally with Venus in the first house, you will see love for perfume, ornament, fashion, good clothes, good shoes, good everything good they would like to have. Okay, then you will also see they will have a strong desire to be liked by other. Okay, which even I would say which may cause people pleasing behavior as well. Okay, emotional satisfaction is deeply tied to being appreciated by other, being adored by other. For these people who have Venus in the first house, Venus in the first house people even needs to develop inner worth beyond outer praise. That's what I would advise to them. Then Venus in the first house, you will also see generally these people ideal career will be something related to beauty, media, modeling, acting. In today's day and age, YouTuber, social media celebrity, any like Instagrammer, TikToker, whatever. Okay, even counseling, art, luxury product dealing, these things these guys do. Okay, even something to do with maybe money and car, that can be seen. Now when Venus is placed in your first house, your public image is often soft, graceful, approachable. Okay, I've also seen with Venus in the first house, you may be chosen for the role just based on your charm and physical presence, right? Also with Venus in the first house, you can work well in relationship counseling, HR, fashion styling. You will see that. Okay, and let's say if this Venus in the first house is in the sign of Pisces, then success can even be come through creative field or spiritual fields. If let's say Venus in the first house in the sign of Virgo, then you may overanalyze things. Okay, and sometimes it also block emotional expression, especially in the sign of Virgo in the first house. Generally with Venus in the first house, you gain fame or success through personal branding or charm. Okay, Venus in the first house, you will heal and uplift other through love, art, personal presence. You will see that Venus in the first house, many times I have seen, especially for females, someone come to them and they feel naturally happy, right, with you, right? Even if let's say, many time I have seen that, because they are very like their energy, their aura is kind of a healing with Venus in the first house. Venus in the first house is generally auspicious. Okay, if it's not afflicted, I would definitely say that. Now affliction may lead to things like they can become a little bit arrogant, excessive indulgent into certain things, and also love failures. If Venus is afflicted, then it will give love failures. Okay, if Venus is in the first house, my remedy to you is always make sure that your surrounding is clean. Wherever you live, make sure it must be extremely clean. Your room, your home must be clean and beautiful. And always use perfume. Fragrance must be there in your surrounding. Okay, so naturally this Venus get activated and it will try to give you good result. Even if it's afflicted, doing these things is good. Keeping your environment clean, clothes clean, wearing perfumes and having not intense perfume, a light perfume. Okay, in your environment is good. Fragrance in your room is a good thing. Okay, you can also use sandalwood perfume in your room. Okay, for fragrance, right? That is also a good remedy for Venus. Then uh, one remedy for Venus in the first house is offer white flower to goddess Lakshmi on Friday. Okay, if you want to do a remedy to even improve this Venus, and especially if you feel that you lack luxury with Venus in the first house, you are lacking love of life, you have problems, and you are feeling your Venus is afflicted or combust, then simply on Friday offer white flower to goddess Lakshmi on every Friday. It's an excellent remedy. Okay, so yeah, you can do that. One more remedy with Venus in the first house, we should understand that first house is naturally the house of sun, because sun get exalted here in the sign of Aries. So, and Venus is sitting here. So for love, romance, one remedy is always avoid ego. Make sure ego must not come in your love life, otherwise it could create problem. Okay, because ego is sun. So you should avoid sun here. So what you can do to avoid sun here is to avoid ego in relationship. Okay. And always remember, Venus in the first house, you are born to bring beauty emotionally and artistically both into the life of other. Okay? And Venus in the first house, always make sure that you clean yourself. Make sure you just be clean. Wear good clothes. Okay? And when I say good clothes, it doesn't mean that you buy thousands of dollar expensive branded clothes. No. You can just buy a decent brand clothes which is decent, right? And at least they are good looking. Do not wear this cut clothes, or like something in which you have a hole and you are still wearing it. Also, the undergarments must be new and they must not be like old, cutted and holes undergarment. Do not wear that. Throw them away. Make sure you wear neat, clean, well ironed, well pressed clothes, and always use fragrance every day. You must not only look good, but also you smell good with this Venus in the first house. Okay, so when Venus is placed into the second house is what? First of all, second house is Dhan Bhava, which means the house of wealth, the house of wealth, the house of speech, the house of family, the house of food, the house of lineage, the house of value. It is really important. It represents what you value in your life. Like if you have Venus in the second house, you can value the collection of perfume. You may value the collection of beautiful clothes. You may value the collection of things like watches. You may value collection of some luxurious item. You may value collection of some currency, right? So that can be seen. Venus is love, luxury, sweetness, beauty, relationship, pleasure, happiness, right? Sensual pleasures, right? So yeah, this is Venus. Venus, when placed in the second house in your chart, it brings grace, charm, right? Prosperity in your life for sure. Okay. If you have Venus in the second house, you speak very sweetly. You speak in a melodious way. You have an attractive way of talking like me. you know, if you have Venus in the second house, it will definitely going to give you a beautiful face like me. If you have Venus in the second house, you will value beauty, you will value culture, you will value family tradition. Although this can vary, because if let's say you have ninth house afflicted with Saturn or Rahu, or ninth lord is retrograde, or eighth lord is in the ninth house, then in the certain cases you may not like traditions. But since you have Venus in the second house, so it may possible, and ninth house is afflicted, so it means you may like certain traditions, not all. You are not Rudivadi, right? You like some modern stuff, but little bit of your tradition as well. And you like, of course, luxurious comfort. With Venus in the second house, your life revolve around refined taste, food, dress, music, aesthetics. Okay? With Venus in the second house, your sole purpose is to create and enjoy material plus emotional richness. You with Venus in the second house, you will have a strong connection with family karma. Okay. You can even born into a loving and artistic family. With Venus in the second house, Venus bless you with the smooth financial growth. Now see, if other planets, let's say 11th house has malefics like ketu, Saturn is breaking your income early. So yes, it can take time, but still with Venus in the second house, you will definitely going to, even with struggle, or even with, I would say, Saturn when lose its control, you will start to earn, but definitely you will have finances with Venus in the second house. With Venus in the second house, you may even earn through art, beauty, design, jewelry, or with your voice, right? Like mine, like I am just, talking to you. Your voice could be your source of earning. You can be a public speaker, you can be a teacher, professor, YouTuber, Instagrammer, TikToker. Your face or voice or both can become valuable for earning money. Money will flow through relationship, through partnership, through charm. Okay? These are the people who can even earn money through their spouse. Okay? Maybe they get married to someone who is like a well off. That can be possible, especially for if you are a male. Your wife can somehow contribute to your like wealth and assets. You will see that. Generally, it is a lucky placement. Okay? I consider it a lucky placement for wealth accumulation and savings. Although with Venus in the second house, these people not only save, they earn and they also spend it on enjoyment. You will see that because they believe like we should also enjoy life. Okay? Big kind of a thinking it can give you. So they will also spend on luxury and fine dining and refined taste. So love for luxurious item with Venus in the second house you will have. Love for perfumes, collection of perfume like I have. Okay, you might have collection of maybe fashionable things, maybe some jewelry, whether you are a male or a female, depending upon that. Gold may be seen because Venus here, yeah. Maybe even white gold or platinum jewelry. Fine food you would like to have. Okay. These people with Venus in the second house, they have a beautiful, well maintained home and a good family lifestyle. They would like to always decorate home in a good way. Okay, aesthetic lighting can be seen in their life, or they would like to have that. Their voice become the tool of attraction. Okay, and influence. When you have Venus in the second house, your voice will be very influential and attractive. With Venus in the second house, you will speak with diplomacy, with peace, with persuasion. If Venus is afflicted in second house, then it can lead to things like you will overspending money. Okay, it can give you a show off behavior. You are like, even if you have less money, you will show off more with Venus in the second house. Venus in the second house show that your life purpose is to create beauty through voice, through money and values. Okay. Then Venus in the second house often bless you with a wealthy and a well groomed spouse, a nice person. Also, if you are a male, especially with Venus in the second house, generally you will get a very good wife. Okay. And it is also said many times that if you have Venus in the second house, I can tell you, so your wife advice is going to be excellent for you. Even if your wife, let's say, is not much educated. For an example, I'm just telling you, in certain places, let's say you are in some place where you just get married to a normal person who is not much educated. Even then, with Venus in the second house, because you should represent, Venus is your wife, girlfriend and wife, depending upon in which country you are. So even if she doesn't have much knowledge of things, but she can randomly give you an advice which would give you a lot of money, because Venus is your wife and sitting in the second house of wealth. So naturally your wife's advice will be good for your money. In this, whenever a boy have Venus in the second house, he should always listen to his wife. Going against his wife is going to give him losses. Okay. So Venus in the second house, try to understand that what your wife is saying. Maybe your wife idea could give you money. Also, I have seen Venus in the second house, your wife definitely, somehow I have seen with Venus in the second house, whenever they have argument or anything with anyone and their wife is with them and wife starts speaking, it doesn't even matter if the opposite enemy is some kind of a politician or something. Somehow, this energy of Venus
do some magic that they just stop bothering this guy when his wife is with him. So if you have a Venus in the second house, your wife is very lucky thing for you, and you should listen to them. Always remember, Venus in the second house is literally means, and because your wife is giving you good advices for money. So if they are giving you good advices, so at least pay attention to them and try to implement that. Okay, you may not think that, oh, her advice is not valuable, but in reality it is her advice who can give you a lot of money, because Venus, which is female, which is your wife, is naturally sitting in the second house, which is telling you, listen to me, you will earn money. Okay, so always remember that Venus in the second house, listening your wife advice is always good for you. Okay, so yeah, you should listen. This is probably one of the most important placement where a boy who have Venus in the second house should always try to listen to his spouse. Okay, yeah. Then if Venus is in the second house, your spouse can be from a culturally artistic or high status background. I've also seen this with Venus in the second house. Many times they get good amount of money, etc., due to their spouse, or maybe spouse family can be good status. Okay, uh, and also your relationship with Venus in the second house built on emotional security, financial comfort. Also with Venus in the second house, after marriage their money uh, get activated in their life. Also marriage improve your financial situation. Sometime Venus in the second house, your family can help in finding the spouse, but it is not the 100% the case, because we have to see other planets as well. For that, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Okay, because if let's say some other placements are there, then this person can even marry the foreigner love, depending upon with other placement, which lord this is. But yeah, maybe family role can be there. Okay, naturally with Venus in the second house, you are attracted to beautiful, elegant, and refined partners. Okay, and of course with Venus in the second house, their partner are very beautiful, generally good looking person. Especially if you are a male, definitely very beautiful wife you will get with Venus in the second house. I have seen that again and again. Okay, for love marriage, it's a favorable combination actually if you have Venus in the second house. Venus in the second house will give you romantic, well spoken spouse, could have some traditional value. Okay, if let's say it's afflicted, horribly placed, then of course problem with in-laws regarding money, etc., can be seen. Okay, love marriage, again it prefer love marriage. With Venus in the second house, your soul is seeking a partner who shares similar value and the kind of aesthetical taste that you have, right? You want similar. If Venus in the second house is very strong, partner can also become your source of wealth and source of emotional security. So in this case, maybe you can get married to someone who is rich or who is making good amount of money, who fall in love with you. Also you will see, with Venus in the second house, your life purpose is going to be to learn and balance between the love and material security. With Venus in the second house, it shows that your self-esteem is tied to how attractive, how lovable, and financially stable you feel. Okay, you will also see that when Venus is in your second house, you will rely too much on outer validation. Okay, and you need inner value development also. With Venus in the second house, you have strong urge to surround by a beauty, stability, and emotional warm people. I have also seen when you have Venus in the second house, whenever they get surrounded with the beautiful women, or they are in the area where there's so many beautiful women and open culture. Okay, especially the Western type of places, not the Middle East or traditional country. No, not that. When they are into the Western countries or such places where there is like an open society, okay, not much restrictions or tradition, and they are surrounded by beautiful women, they naturally feel good. Okay, their chew rises, or their, I would say, they naturally feel good. Okay, definitely Venus in the second house has natural artistic appreciation. So you may collect things like art collection, jewelry collection, antique stuff collection. Okay, Venus in the second house, generally these people have strong bond with their family member, especially with mother, father, etc. Although other planet can ruin that, but still they still have some sort of attraction with them. Sometime Venus in the second house can give them attachment to ancestral property or family possession, that can be seen. Venus in the second house, they need to learn non attachment from physical possession. That also I would advise you if you have Venus in the second house. Also, with Venus in the second house, your true security in life come from emotional maturity and balanced desire. If you have Venus in the second house, this is an excellent placement for artist, for singer, for making you a chef, model, and any kind of a designer, creative person. Even it can take you into banking. I've also seen sometime it can even take you into diplomacy, but for that you have to see other placement like sun, etc. as well. Venus in the second house, you will also do things like, for an example, I'm doing this video related, voice related work, beauty, food industry, luxury business of some kind. Family business can also be seen from here. You can even build a career based on pleasure giving professions. So, yeah, any pleasure giving profession you can be in. And with Venus in the second house, people will see you as someone who's very graceful, elegant, and well behaved person, because you are like that. With Venus in the second house, you will able to attract powerful allies or investor through your charm and through your speech. And naturally, Venus in the second house, generally, if it's not horribly afflicted, it will make you a person who would like to be very clean. Okay, they likes to be very groomed and clean, have wear good clothes, apply perfume. Okay, you will see that they just want to be as clean as possible. I would say they are more clean than any person actually with Venus in the second house, which is a good thing. And they naturally feel better when they are into clean and good artistic creative type of vibe environment. Maybe in the background light music is playing, these things make them feel good. Also, you will see Venus in the second house is naturally a Raj Yoga, of course. Okay. If Venus in the second house have some affliction, then in early ages or at some age, it can give you some problem in your vocal or throat. Maybe things like tonsil, etc. Maybe, right? So, yeah, that can be seen. If Venus in the second house is afflicted, maybe feeding crow is a good idea. Okay. Also, you will see always wear good clothes. If possible, wear white clothes more. Add white tone in your clothes more. Okay. Like white shirt, white t-shirt more. Always use good fragrance, perfumes. Have a sandalwood perfume or any good smelling perfume or room fresheners in your home. So your home, your environment where you live, where you work must always be good smelling, and your body should smell always amazing, right? With Venus in the second house, that's an excellent remedy. One more remedy I can recommend with Venus in the second house. In India we have things like burfi, which is the mawa burfi. You can search on Google burfi, Indian sweet, white color burfi. So those burfi sweets on Friday you should give them to the young girls. So you find a cute girl living in your neighborhood which is young. I mean any girl which is young, right? Young kids, I would say female. To young female kids, young girls, you have to give white burfi on Friday. Okay? So maybe you purchase 200 grams of burfi and distribute them to the girls who are living in your neighbor. And make sure the burfi is of mawa burfi, which is of white color, not kaju katli. I'm not talking about kaju katli. White mawa burfi you purchase, which is a soft white color burfi, which you easily available in India or any Indian store, even if you live in outside of India. You know that what I'm talking about. So these white burfi you should distribute to the young kids, possibly to the females actually, whose age must be less than 10. So any girl whose age between, I would say, 2-year-old to 10-year-old, between that age, they can eat easily the burfi. You should give them to eat on every Friday. Okay. So it will naturally improve your Venus, because Venus will feel happy when you do this remedy, right? And it is good actually. So yeah, this is a very good remedy actually for, you know. So yeah, then avoid any arrogance about money or look. Okay, always remember that. Also, with Venus in the second house, one more remedy: always keep broken mirrors away from your home. Okay, always keep broken mirror away from your home. So yeah, this is all about Venus in the second house. If you want consultation or purchase courses, links are in description and comment section. Now let's talk about Venus in the third house. Okay. So if you have Venus in the third house, first of all, what is third house? Third house represents communication. Third house is courage. Third house is skill. Third house represents your younger sibling. It's the house of self effort, creativity, travel, sales, media, marketing, online stuff. All this is third house and thousand other things. And what is Venus? Venus is love, romance, sensual pleasures, beauty, grace, relationship, attraction, sensuality, love, charm. Okay, all these stuff is Venus. When Venus is placed in the third house, it brings grace to the expression, it brings diplomacy to the speech, and creativity to the action in your life. Okay, so with Venus in the third house, it make you a person, it make you a native who have natural talents in art, writing, public speaking, media, communication. Naturally you will see that, right? Then with Venus in the third house, you will also see that it make you a very gentle communicator. It can even make people a romantic writer. These are the people who may write a love note in the schools or colleges to their lover. Okay, they may write poem or on speech nowadays. On social media or text in DM, they can write very flirtatious text. You know, like for an example, this could be the people who go to a girl or write like, "Hey, where did you get that?" She's like, "What? That cute smile, you know." So these kind of things that nowadays the guys do with the girls, these pickup lines and all that can also be seen with Venus in the third house. You see these videos on social media sometime, you get. So Venus in the third house, it make you often stylish and good at self presentation, whether in, I would say, conversation or even in social media. It make you good in that, because literally it's sitting in the third house. With Venus in the third house, your soul seeks to connect, share and express beauty in everyday life. With Venus in the third house, your life purpose is to use communication as a tool to build love, to build harmony, and for inspiration. Okay. When you have Venus in the third house, so you will see that you are naturally flirtatious. Okay, and you can be charming in conversation until or unless some other planets will try to destroy this Venus, then things will change. But generally, because then it become a shake of planets, right? But here generally you will see with Venus in the third house, naturally person will be flirtatious and charming in conversation. With Venus in the third house, marriage partner of you is likely to be very talkative, friendly, creative, and emotionally expressive. With Venus in the third house, you may meet your spouse through short travel, maybe social media, or maybe through local community. Okay? With Venus in the third house, I would say, you will have a bonding with your spouse, in which you will have a lot of communication, you will have a lot of fun, friendly teasing. So yeah, all these things can be seen between you and your spouse. But of course, we have to see other things as well. Which planets are there in the seventh house aspecting that? Seventh lord, it's nakshatra, and Venus connection with other planets, and D9, D3, all that stuff need to be seen. But yeah, still this is going to be there. Then Venus in the third house, relationship thrive on daily emotional sharing and mental connection. If you have Venus in the third house, there will be strong attraction towards partner who are artistic, who are witty, and who are communicative. With Venus in the third house, marriage is mentally stimulating and youthful for you. Venus in the third house can often, I would say, filled with movement or travel. They will have a lot of travels due to any reason in their life. Like for an example, you are living in a neighboring city and have business into the other city. Due to some other reason, you due to your work or something, you have to travel a lot. That can also be seen. Venus in the third house can even give you a spouse who can be involved in writing, arts, beauty, or media field. Now, if Venus in the third house is highly afflicted or damaged, so you may face miscommunication, gossips about you, or even you can do yourself gossip sometime. Also, your relationship can have a third party issues. Okay. Venus in the third house. These people can even write love letters, texting, DM. Right, romance generally in their life begin with the love, through words, writing text, whether it's a letter or whether it's message, etc. Marriage with Venus in the third house improve when both you and your partner value communication and drop ego. Okay, always remember that ego can become issue, especially if this sun is also connected with Venus. So you should avoid any kind of ego and try to bring more communication in your marriage. Okay, with Venus in the third house, your purpose of life is to learn that the true love is expressed through thoughtful words and consistent actions. Okay, with Venus in the third house, it will make you highly diplomatic, right, and skilled at avoiding conflict through your sweet speech. Okay, Venus in the third house, I have seen these people are extremely persuasive. Okay, they can be very good in marketing, negotiation, PR, or even influencing skills of these guys are very high. Venus in the third house will make you naturally more expressive, right? You can enjoy dancing, you can enjoy singing or writing or painting or any artistic thing. Maybe you are into school and along with that you like to learn dance. Venus in the third house can attract other with soft voice, storytelling ability or humor. Venus in the third house can make you a person who may avoid harsh truth. Okay, prefer beauty and harmony in expression. Venus is in the third house, then it will make you a person who will have a romantic mindset. Okay, you will dream about your ideal communication in love. With Venus in the third house, you can be great at networking and forming personal and professional relationship. If you have Venus in the third house, and let's say you have siblings, so it will make some kind of a strong, or I would say very creative, artistic type of bond with sibling. With Venus in the third house, you enjoy flirtatious and sharing ideas and romantic daydreams. Okay, it can make you very flirtatious as well. Venus in the third house, life theme is using speech and art to inspire love and appreciation around them. That can also be seen. If you have Venus in the third house, I would say that it can be excellent for you if you are into the career of media, writing, advertisement, influential role, content creation, modeling, fashion, and music. I've also seen with Venus in the third house, even if they have family business, they could like to they likes to take over the part of business in which they have to do advertising of business. They would like to list their business online. They would like to do communication and dealing part with the partners or manufacturers, or or to earn, like to get the deal, etc. I've seen that. These people with Venus in the third house can even gain success through social network or personal charm. Venus give this native who have Venus in the third house, it gives them aesthetic mind. Okay, so yeah, that can be seen. With Venus in the third house, you can succeed in things like freelancing, content creation, or even business related to Venusian fields. Now, of course, if other planets are playing their role and which the Shahs are running and 10th Lord, 10th from Saturn, 10th from, there's a lot of things to see career, but yeah, this can also be seen. Uh, if Venus is in the third house, then you are good at branding, storytelling, digital communication, listing your business online, right? Dealing, doing deals, cracking deals, getting contracts, right? Venus in the third house, you may have multiple small ventures rather than one big. That can also be seen. Okay, it can make you a jack of many talents actually. Venus in the third house can also uh, work in marriage, counseling, fashion consultancy, or even coordination. These guys could even also work in these fields. Okay, their business or their career grow through their collaboration ability, their charm, personal charm, their creative experimentation ability will help them to grow their business. Venus is afflicted in the third house, then it can give you a lazy speech. It can make you dishonest person or give you gossip related problem. Venus in the third house, one good remedy is keep relationship with your younger sibling very good. Even if you will say that they are not good, it's your responsibility to keep this relationship good if you want good things in your life. So for improving this Venus, if you have younger sister or younger brother or both, you have to keep relationship with them good. Avoid speaking harshly, especially on Friday with anyone. Second remedy. Then third remedy with for Venus in the third house, on Friday you have to visit goddess Durga temple and offer them white color flowers, or give them at least 3 flowers of white color which are big. Maybe offer white lotus or something of three number 3. Sorry, sorry, I mean 3 white flowers give to, or I mean offer to goddess Durga. Okay, that can be white lotus. You can take 3 white lotus and offer to goddess Durga. Okay, so yeah, that could be a good remedy here. Then of course you have to be always wear good clothes, good, you know, smell always good, use good perfumes. Okay, and always your home should be good smelling, clean. Wherever you work, wherever you live, it must be clean and good. That's really important for making Venus good. This is all about Venus in the third house. If you want consultations or purchase courses, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the fourth house. So if you have Venus in the fourth house, first of all, what does fourth house represent? Fourth house represent your home, mother, comfort. It's a house of your which represent your heart area, chest area, peace, right? Peace of mind where you get from the fourth house. It's your country where you born. Okay, it's a house of land, property, real estate, vehicles. It's your emotional base. It's your mother. And what does Venus? Venus is sensual pleasure, love, romance, luxury, harmony, money, feminine energy, beauty, and thousand other things. Now, when Venus, such planet, is going to place in the fourth house, it makes a home a temple of love, beauty, and peace. Okay? So, with Venus in the fourth house, native is emotionally affectionate, romantic, and deeply connected to the home space. These people love to be at home. Okay? This native, or I would say this person who have Venus in the fourth house, their early life may involve a lot of mother love, aesthetics, and a peaceful environment generally, until or unless this Venus or fourth house is damaged by other planet. Right? Generally, with Venus in the fourth house, strong caring for domestic harmony, stability, and a beautiful life can be seen. Venus in the fourth house, so their sole purpose is to create emotional peace and build a loving environment for others. Okay? Venus in the fourth house is the heart centered Venus. Right? This person wants to love and be loved. Okay? You will see that. Venus in the fourth house, if you have, it also show that this person, this male or female, this human being seeks a spouse who can bring emotional peace. They want a boy or a girl, they want to get married to someone, or they want to have relationship with someone who can bring emotional peace, who can bring comfort, who can bring beauty into their life. Okay? These people with Venus in the fourth house are often attracted to homely, nurturing, emotionally warm type of partners. You will see that. Okay? With Venus in the fourth house, you will see marriage become more blissful when the home life is settled. Right? I have also seen with this placement. Then Venus in the fourth house show that your spouse, or I would say your future spouse, can be very artistic, very gentle, emotional, or very home loving type of person. Especially if you are a male, your wife will definitely very strong chances of that. Now, of course, we have to see other placement like seventh lord, Dara Karka, in which signs this Venus is, which planet are conjunct and aspecting, D9, D3, a lot of things. For that, full horoscope consultation is required. Links are given in the description. But yeah, still you will see that. Now, this also show that spouse may also be from a wealthy family or a very well respected background with Venus in the fourth house, because naturally they attract comfort in their life with Venus in the fourth house. Venus in the fourth house, after getting married or even after relationship, they somehow get car, home, etc. Okay, due to any reason. Somehow they attract these things more easily in comparison to when they are lonely. Um, uh, Venus in the fourth house in a way can make chances of marrying through family connection, although it's not sure, because if other planets are also place here depending upon which planet are, then I've also seen with such people marrying to a foreigner as well. Okay, so it's not 100% sure. You have to see other things as well. But yeah, now native and spouse who have Venus in the fourth house enjoy things like decorating their home. Okay, and cooking, creating a warm family culture. You will see that this placement generally give you a very romantic type of heart. Okay, they want bonding in private, not in public generally. Right, with Venus in the fourth house, deep emotional bonding with the spouse. Okay, like loves cuddling. Okay, and movies at the home, romantic movies, watching together, long talks together with the spouse, that can be seen. Now, if let's say this Venus is horribly placed, it's afflicted, then it can lead to emotional dependency or over attachment in relationship. Sometimes that can give heartbreaks as well. Okay. Also, sometime with Venus in the fourth house, your spouse may resemble your mother or shares similar kind of a qualities, or maybe you treat your spouse like a mother. Okay. With Venus in the fourth house, marriage is the foundation of happiness for this native. Definitely, if it's a guy or a girl, marriage become very important, or relationship, I would say, because that's how they feel very good. Now, Venus in the fourth house bring beauty and luxury in your home, decorating, very good type of creative type of environment in the home, aesthetic lightings that can be seen. Venus in the fourth house, you will have strong love for own space, private moments, cozy environments, right? Venus in the fourth house will also give you tendency to live in a beautiful home, beautiful apartment near some natural surrounding. Okay? Definitely you will spend on aesthetics at your home if you have Venus in the fourth house. You will spend on flowers, soft lighting, colors, art, purchasing interior decorative items. Okay? So yeah, you will see that. Venus in the fourth house also show that it give you deep emotional connection with your mother or maternal side. Okay? Venus in the fourth house also show that your early childhood may be uh, you know artistic, peaceful, but again it for that we have to see second house as well for early childhood. Okay, and also this Venus can even give you more when it's Dashantar that's activated, but still Venus in the fourth house have the ability to give you these things. Okay, and Venus in the fourth house, when these people definitely have a strong desire to own a property, land, build something of their own. Okay, Venus in the fourth house can give you an ancestral property or gain from some females, right? That can be seen. I have also seen males with Venus in the fourth house, they somehow their girlfriend, even if the girlfriend in a foreign country invite them, right, and give them amazing trips, and the girlfriend is spending money. These things I've also seen with Venus in the fourth house. Venus in the fourth house, if it's into a certain placement with certain planets, these people sometime um, could have more than one female in their life, right? Depending upon, but of course, for that we have to see other things as well. Alone Venus in the fourth house generally don't give that. Okay. Venus in the fourth house, after wife come in life, relationship come, they will feel more, they will get more luxury in their life. Okay. Venus in the fourth house, you become more stable when you have emotional grounding and family peace. Venus in the fourth house show you carry ancestral karma of beautifying family lineage. Okay. Also, Venus in the fourth house show um, that you are emotionally sensitive, empathetic. Okay, that can also it make you. Venus in the fourth house show that you can get hurt easily, but hide it with grace and softness. Right? That can be seen. When Venus is in the fourth house, it also show that you want to love that feel like you want a love that feel safe, that feel gentle, that feel emotionally warm. Okay. Venus in the fourth house give you peace loving nature. Right? Generally, Venus in the fourth house people likes to avoid conflict. You will see that. Venus in the fourth house, you could have artistic hobbies at home like painting, music, gardening, right? Or things like that. Some kind of a creative hobbies you will see. Venus in the fourth house, such people will love giving emotional support to others. Venus in the fourth house, it will show that your purpose is to create emotional healing spaces, both inside and outside. Right? You will also see that. Venus in the fourth house show your need to avoid emotional manipulation and codependency in love. Okay? That can also be seen. When you have Venus in the fourth house, it will make you excellent for career like interior design, real estate, cooking, counseling, hospitality industry like hotels, etc. Airbnb business. Into some kind of a music. I've also seen such people having their jewelry work, jewelry shop, jewelry business. Yeah, so yeah, these things can be seen. Uh, Venus in the fourth house, they could actually work from home as well. I have seen Venus in the fourth house because they just likes to do some online work from the home, depending upon which dasha is going on and how other planets are doing. For that, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, but still. So maybe they are doing home based some kind of a work like YouTube, video creation, or maybe Instagram or whatever, or they are doing some business from the home. They convert their home one part into their business office. So yeah, that can be seen. Also, Venus in the fourth house, their income increase through property, investment, or some kind of a family wealth, or especially after spouse support. I've also seen Venus in the fourth house. Your spouse can also earn through anything, right? That can also be seen, and that's how you also get money. Venus in the fourth house show gains through women, or beauty related business gains can also be seen. Okay, or like emotional care work, like some kind of a yoga or mental therapy related or something like that. Stores you may open, like shops, or such kind of a relaxing areas you open where people will come and feel mentally good. And Venus in the fourth house show that your career grow when you align with emotional truth and soul satisfaction. Venus in the fourth house also show that you can do well in counseling women, marriage therapy, and home aesthetics. Okay. Generally, Venus in the fourth house is considered to be at a very good, very royal placement, because regardless of how it is placed, somehow or other, Venus in the fourth house will give you comfort at your home, or I would say life is somehow it will make at some point life comfortable with home, with car, with at least some amount of money they will have, because it's here to give you comfort, right? Uh, but yeah, with a lot of affliction in Venus, sometime these people may feel emotional loneliness despite of external comfort. Yes, that can be seen. Okay. Venus, if it plays in the fourth house, a good remedy is to keep white flowers at your home. Okay. Purchase good smelling white flowers and keep them at your home. Okay, which is a very good remedy. Please do not have dirty or broken things in your home. Make sure your home is clean and smelling good. Maybe sandalwood fragrance in your home. With Venus in the fourth house on Friday, maybe giving some kind of a sweet, especially white sweet like a burfi to young girls, kanya, right, which is good. Okay, especially in India, the girls who are below 10, you just touch their feet and take their blessings during Navratris. So in the way on some Friday you can offer them these white Indian burfi, okay, on Friday and take their blessing, which is again a good remedy for the girls which are below 10 in age, because they are considered to be like a, taking their blessing is very good by touching their feet. So yeah, and offering them something white like a white burfi, it's a good idea. Then a very good remedy to Venus is always wear good clothes. Make sure your good clothes is clean, well ironed, okay, well pressed, well ironed, and having a good perfume every day, smelling good. It's really a good idea for Venus. So yeah, this is what you see with Venus in the fourth house. If you want consultation or purchase courses, links are in comment section and description. Now let's talk about Venus in the fifth house. So what does fifth house represent? Fifth house represent love, romance, creativity, children, intellect, past life karma, and fame. Venus is the planet, and fifth house also represent your passions, your kids, etc. And Venus is the planet of love, romance, beauty, sensual pleasures, sexual pleasures, luxury, harmony, happiness, right? Enjoyment. That's all Venus. Now, when such planet Venus is placed in the fifth house, here it gives you a very magnetic charm and a very youthful and romantic energy. Okay? It will give you aesthetic intelligence. It will make you very creative, emotionally expressive, and a pleasure seeking person. Right? Then Venus in the fifth house show that you will have a strong karmic connection with things like art, right? Theater, performance, love related experiences, right? So the cities in which such people can feel very happy when traveling to some European city where there's a lot of art, creativity, okay? You will find beautiful painting, etc., and such cities. Okay, you need to be you feel very good at such places. If you have Venus in the fifth house, also cities like St. Petersburg of Russia, you may feel better there. So yeah, such cities which has art, etc., and beauty and nice architecture, such people will really feel really nice there with Venus in the fifth house, because they admire such things, right? Like for an example, if someone doesn't have Venus well placed in their chart, they will say, what the hell, why are you wasting money in this painting or this art? You can just literally print out. But the person who have Venus very well placed, they value art. Okay, this is really a good thing. Then Venus in the fifth house suggests that you might have a past life of romance, okay, which is possibly interrupted or incomplete. So here with Venus in the fifth house, your purpose of life is to learn how to give and receive love playfully. Okay, so yeah, you will see that. Definitely with Venus in the fifth house, your life path is deeply tied to creativity, expression, romance, right? You will see all these stuff. Then Venus in the fifth house, you are naturally romantic, flirtatious, expressive in love. Okay? Venus in the fifth house, I've also seen that it give you naturally the tendency to fall in love easily. Okay. Venus in the fifth house, your heart rule over your mind. Okay. Venus in the fifth house show that your future spouse may be glamorous, artistic, playful, or may have childlike energy. Venus in when placed in the fifth house, it show that there are strong chances of you doing love marriage, especially if Venus is in fire or in air signs. Okay, because definitely they will fall in love, and multiple times you will fall in love with Venus in the fifth house. That can also be seen. Venus in the fifth house, your marriage, your partner relationship will bring joy. Okay, when it feel like continuous romantic story. Venus in the fifth house, you desire a partner who bring creativity, fun, and beauty into life. When Venus is in your fifth house, you may be drawn to young partner. Okay, or those who have youthful charm. Okay, Venus when placed in the fifth house, it show that relationship began as casual relationship or like a flirtatious relationship, but then with the time it can grow deeper as well, right? Casual flirt and these things these guys are good at generally with Venus in the fifth house. If Venus is, let's say, very heavily afflicted in the fifth house, then these guys will face things like love triangle, or they have love triangles, right? They will have commitment issues, unfulfilled desires can arise. Okay, Venus in the fifth house, you will have a karmic love story. You will often meet someone from the past life whom with you have unfinished karmic love story that will going to carry forward in this life. So you will do like have affair with that person or love. You will see that. Venus in the fifth house, your children and love affair become a very good source of your joy, happiness, creative bonding in marriage that can be seen. Venus in the fifth house, your spouse may support or even be involved in creative, entertainment, or education sectors. You will see that. Also, with Venus in the fifth house, it shows that it can make you very expressive in speech, body language. Okay, it can make you very seductive, artistic, confident, right? Also, you will see with Venus in the fifth house, it can give you high emotional intelligence. Okay, it will definitely give you attraction, so you will be fluent in love language and appreciation. Okay, Venus in the fifth house show that you will have a very strong creative potential for things like music, acting, dance, writing, visual arts, or any kind of these creative kind of endeavors, right? Venus in the fifth house, if you have, you will naturally a person who crave for admiration, recognition in love, especially, right? Venus in the fifth house person I have seen, these people find happiness in sharing, uh, you know, affection, romantic gestures, or creative hobbies. Venus when placed in the fifth house, it make you emotionally youthful. Okay, even into old age, you may retain a childlike wonder for love, right? You will see that. Venus when placed in the fifth house, your life feel like incomplete without art, without creativity, without passion, without playful bonding. You will feel like my life has nothing without these things. Okay. If you have Venus in the fifth house, you generally attract partners through your charm, beauty, your creative talents, your flirtatious abilities. Venus, when placed in the fifth house, you need to learn the balance between pleasure and responsibility. That is also, I would say, over here, because you know what I mean. Because if, let's say, you have Venus in the fifth house, you get married, and then you again keep looking for pleasure outside. So, sometime, you should focus on responsibility also. Marriage also give you responsibility. Uh, then Venus in the fifth house, it's an excellent placement for careers in entertainment industry, acting, dancing, modeling, creative art, music, writing, visual design, child related fields like education, toy design, parenting influencers, okay? Things like event planning, romance coaches, social media related beauty and love, okay? Venus in the fifth house, you may gain fame through artistic expression or public admiration. Venus here gives natural stage presence, magnetism to your personality, joy in performing. Venus in the fifth house, your work must include creativity, right? Heart, self expression. Mechanical joys won't satisfy you. When Venus in the fifth house, you can attract wealth and attention effortlessly through charm. Okay? Venus in the fifth house, your collaboration with a romantic partner in work or creativity are common. You will also see that. Also, I've seen with Venus in the fifth house, you will need, you must have to, I would say, avoid, not even need, overindulgence in pleasure, fame, love flings. Okay? Because you can indulge too much into these things sometime. Venus in the fifth house also show that your child naturally are very beautiful, talented, artistic type of children they will have generally. Also, these people will have somehow strong emotional bond with their kids. They like to pamper them and but then you have to see other things as well. But yeah, generally you will see this. Also, you will see with Venus in the fifth house, children will carry forward your artistic lineage and karmic love stories. Generally, Venus in the fifth house is good because it gives you soft parenting style, very romantic, emotionally available type of parent it make you. Okay. Venus in the fifth house also show it's a very good placement, right? But if it's afflicted, it can give you romantic betrayal, overspending habit, or addiction to any kind of a pleasure. Okay. Always wear good clothes, clean clothes. Okay, for Venus in the fifth house, make sure you always smell good using good fragrance. It's a very good idea. Naturally, it boosts your Venus. Okay, it's a good remedy. In the fifth house, generally you will see these people experience divine love through joy, through play, through artistic creation. Venus, if is placed in the fifth house, then you are here to heal people's hearts through your maybe singing guitar on the street, or through your beauty or romance or childlike authenticity. Definitely, it's a very creative type of placement. Okay. So yeah, this is all about Venus in the fifth house. If you want consultation or purchase courses, links are in comment section as well as description. Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the sixth house. So when Venus is placed in the sixth house, okay, so first of all, sixth house governs what? Sixth house is the house of workplace, service, your colleagues, your enemies. Sixth house represent depth, diseases, routine, daily work, legal issues. All these are seen by sixth house. Now, Venus is the planet of love, beauty, romance, harmony, luxury, and pleasure. Venus here in the sixth house bring refinement in daily life. Okay, Venus show attraction through service, right? And charm at workplace. Now, if you have Venus in the sixth house, then you will see that it will make you a person who is blessed with diplomacy in conflict. Okay? You are the person who have this special ability to handle conflicts and enemies' criticism very gracefully. Very gracefully you can handle them. Okay? You will also see that if you have Venus in the sixth house, your life lesson is going to be to bring beauty and harmony into chaotic or different situation. If you have Venus in the sixth house, you often seek for the love in the places of conflict. Okay? Falling in love with someone you are meant to argue with can also possible. Like literally, this is a situation where you may notice certain maybe stories or movies or maybe web series where two boy, like a boy and a girl meet in sudden circumstances where the girl start to argue and fight with the boy, and down the line situation happen in such a way that those arguments and those fight later lead to a love story. That can also be seen from Venus in the 6th house. Venus in the 6th house also show that your purpose of life is going to be to learn to serve love, balance duty with desire, and make peace with imperfection. When you have Venus in the 6th house, your true soul grow, right? Or I would say the growth of your soul will happen with Venus in the 6th house when love is sacrificed, purified, or healed through services. I also would like to tell you, if you have Venus in the 6th house and if you are a male or even if you are a female, you should avoid doing negative stuff, saying negative stuff about females. There are certain males who always criticize female for certain reason. Oh, you have this, you have that, and some I have seen some men have this habit of disrespecting female. It is one of the worst combination. If you disrespect female, definitely you are going to see a lot of problem. You can face a lot of problem due to female. So always remember, Venus is in the 6th house. Your wife, your girlfriend, any female, always treat them with respect, make them happy. Okay, otherwise this Venus will give you in trouble, and make sure you do not disrespect any female. Also, Venus in the 6th house, Venus here gives a strong desire to serve or heal a partner. Okay, you will see that. With Venus in the 6th house, if you have, you will see that marriage may start with power struggle, miscommunication, unequal efforts. Okay, there may be struggles in the marriage, but yeah, the challenge is to overcome them, or your karma is to overcome them. Venus in the 6th house also show that you can even marry someone who you met at maybe workplace, or you can met at hospital, foreign land, something like a court, legal field, or through daily routine, or through foreign travel, maybe at airport, etc., or at some isolated places. Okay, let's say you are going camping somewhere in some foreign lands and there you meet a girl or a boy. That can also be seen here. Then I've also created recently a video of spouse meeting, so you can also watch that for this topic more. Also, you will see with Venus in the 6th house, spouse may be critical, practical, very service oriented, or involved in problem solving professions. Okay, you will also see that. With Venus in the 6th house, you may fall in love with someone very different in class, status, or value. Okay, that can also be seen. With Venus in the 6th house, your relationship begin with tension but transform into a deep devotion if you matured, like, or I would say if matured. Okay. Also, you will see if you have Venus in the 6th house, there can be, although we have to see other things as well, like 7th lord and Darakarka and navmansh and D3, all that, but still the health of the partner can sometime be in trouble. Right, spouse health can be ups and downs can be there. Your karma is there to serve the spouse. Okay, there can be very karmic themes in the spouse. Okay, maybe you have to support spouse in their disputes, in their legal issue, in their health a lot, in their depths, right? So that things can also be seen in a way from Venus in the 6th house. Venus here in the 6th house show the love through practical care, managing home, diet, finances, right? These things can also be seen. Also, Venus in the 6th house, sometimes you attract partner with health issues. Like for an example, you will fall in love with a girl or a boy who have health issues, but you just love them. The love is so pure that you just say, I don't care, I serve you, I'm just happy to take care of you. And that is true love here. Venus can attract you towards partner, or maybe a partner who is having very workaholic type of trait. They just work a lot and they pay less attention to relationship, but still you are just okay with that. Or maybe they have mental stress related problem and you still love them. That can also be seen. Venus in the 6th house, your marriage bring lessons of emotional detachment and selfless service. That can also be seen. Okay. When you have Venus in the 6th house, love must evolve from expectation to compassion, right? You should also understand that. Also, with Venus in the sixth house, the purpose in marriage is to develop devotion, loyalty, okay, and healing in tough time, right? That can also be seen. With Venus in the sixth house, native is charming, okay, it will make you a charming person, but you may hide your romantic needs behind the duties or work. Okay, Venus in the sixth house, depending upon which planet it is conjunct with, can also make a man, um, like for an example, Hugh Hefner, who is having affair with many women. They could also do some work related to women. Okay, if it's afflicted, or of course we have to see other placement as well. But yeah, Venus in the sixth house show that you're strong caretaker. Okay, you are a strong caretaker, or you have a very helping kind of energy. Okay, and definitely will help people, spouse, especially females, and that is the positive side of this Venus. That is how you burn your negative karmas. Okay, also Venus in the sixth house show love language include art of service, practical support, or maybe small gestures, right? Venus in the sixth house also show that there will be difficulty in expressing desires directly. Okay. Also, Venus in the sixth house show that you feel most romantic when solving problem together or sharing responsibility. Also, Venus in the sixth house is showing that attraction towards organized, neat, and routine loving partner can be seen over here. Also, if you have Venus in the sixth house, you may unconsciously seek partners who need fixing or emotional rescue because you are going to serve them. Okay, so the karma is somehow destiny connect you with such partners. Venus in the sixth house will make you a person who often overwork in relationship, and definitely you give more in relationship than you receive. Okay. Um, Also, you will see with Venus in the sixth house, karmic growth of you comes from turning suffering into a grace in love. Okay, that can also be seen. Now, if you have Venus in the sixth house, then there are certain good career option for you, which is like healthcare. Like you can be a doctor, nurse, therapist, or maybe yoga instructor, or maybe anywhere where you like massage center of some kind, or anything where you are just healing someone. Okay. Then you can also open spa, wellness coach, nutritionist. You can become, right. Service industry, some kind of a beauty related you can do. You can also be in HR, human resource, customer support, legal field. Venus in the sixth house, I've also seen these people sometimes start some NGO, healing profession, counselor, animal care, or maybe providing some kind of a female related products, okay, or services regarding that. Also, you will see with Venus in the sixth house, your workplace become a source of karmic romance. Okay, and I've seen many times like Venus in the sixth house may even somehow your workplace connection with your spouse or profession connection with your spouse can also be there, like, you know. Also, with Venus in the sixth house, you have the need to balance between workaholism and love life. Okay, with Venus in the sixth house, you gain financial stability through methodological and ethical efforts. With Venus in the sixth house, you must avoid overindulgence in sugary food, addiction to pleasure, laziness. Okay, avoid sugar. Okay, sweet food too much. No, otherwise could give you health trouble. Venus in the sixth house show that your purpose of life is to bring aesthetic harmony into professional service. Venus in the sixth house also show that artistic talent of you may be hidden until activated through routine or stress. So sometime you will see this is a placement where your abilities, your natural talents can come out through some kind of a stress, like some stress situation is there, and then you discover I can also do it in a way, right? So that can also be seen. Venus in the sixth house, definitely create some problems regarding Venus things, because naturally in the sixth house it can give trouble. But of course we have to see other things as well, aspect, conjunction, which sign it is in, nakshatra, all that. But still, you should not disrespect the Venus related significations. You have to be careful, right? And also remember that Venus in the sixth house can make you a little bit, sorry to say, but prone to betrayals, love related lawsuits. Okay, so you have to be careful regarding with the women's. Okay, you should not damage this Venus, otherwise this is going to be the combination where literally like some female will try to put blame on you unnecessarily, that this man touched me or this thing, right? So you have to be better, be careful. If it's highly afflicted, then yes, trouble can be there from females. So you should at least do not do negative things from yourself, right? Make sure that you uplift this Venus. If you have Venus in the sixth house, helping women's, helping female, maybe with their clothes, maybe with perfumes or whatever you can, it's a good idea. Okay, and never disrespect women, never disrespect your servants, and never offend any women. If you have Venus in the sixth house, be careful. And worshipping goddess Lakshmi and goddess Durga is going to be an excellent idea if you have Venus in the sixth house. Okay, but of course other remedies are specialized that you see with the overall, like consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are given in the comment section and description. Okay, also you will see, if you have Venus in the sixth house, you need to sacrifice your ego in relationship. Okay, always remember that you must have to sacrifice ego also. So yeah, these are the things that you can see as per Venus in the sixth house. Now let's talk about Venus in the seventh house. So if you have Venus is placed into the seventh house, first of all, what does seventh house represent? Seventh house is the house of marriage, spouse, partnership, public life, legal agreement, and how we relate to others. It's all seventh house. Okay, and seventh house, along with this, now what is Venus? Venus is a planet of love, romance, beauty, luxury, kind of happiness we get from all these materialistic things. Okay, and seventh house also represent marriage. Now Venus is placed into this particular seventh house. Okay, and Venus is also sensual pleasures. So Venus in the seventh house, when placed, it create a deep soul craving for partnership, for balance, for union, right? So these are the people who naturally drawn towards relationship, love, romance, sexual pleasures. These things are so important for them. Okay, in fact, most important for them. These people who have Venus in the seventh house often define their identity through relationship and how other perceive them. See, Venus in the seventh house, whether the boy or the girl is telling you or not, having love, romance, and lot of like love affair, etc., is really important for them because their body has that requirement. Okay, the purpose of life with Venus in the seventh house revolve around learning the art of love, cooperation, and emotional bonding. These people who have Venus in the seventh house, they are often blessed with the charm, with the diplomacy, and the aesthetic magnetism in social settings. You will see that. These people with Venus in the seventh house are born to create beauty through partnership, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Venus in the seventh house is often the sign of past life lovers reunited for karmic balance and spiritual growth. That can also be seen. Now, when you have Venus in the seventh house, I would say it is one of the strongest indicator of love marriage or highly romantic marriage. Okay. So for if you have Venus in the seventh house, definitely romantic marriage, love marriage, okay, romance, right? All these things are going to be very, very important for such person. These people who have Venus in the seventh house desire a beautiful, cultured, charming, and emotionally affectionate spouse. Marriage is usually central to the native's life journey with Venus in the seventh house, a mirror of self worth for them. Okay? Venus in the seventh house person often marries to someone very attractive spouse they will have, very artistic all well presented spouse for them can be expected. Even if it's a male or a female, you can expect someone beautiful with more feminine traits. Okay. And of course, if you are a male, Venus in the seventh house, most likely, you will have a stunning spouse, right? But then again, we have to see other placement as I mentioned earlier. But still, in general, for that full horoscope consultation is required. Links are in comment section description. But still, Venus in the seventh house, definitely the base remains same. There will be attraction in spouse. Now, if it's afflicted, let's say, then marriage can suffer due to over dependency, vanity, unrealistic expectation that you have from your marriage and partner. And afflicted Venus can even here can give you many love affairs. Okay, because ultimately it's here, so it's just you will not satisfy with one partner, so that can also be seen. Also with Venus, or maybe your partner will have a lot of affairs. Okay, maybe, right? That can also be seen if it's afflicted. Now see, if you have Venus in the seventh house, your spouse could be involved in the field like beauty, fashion, law, art, music, or luxury industry. Okay. Venus in the seventh house show relationship start with intense attraction and grows through mutual understanding. Right? Venus in the seventh house also show that you may idealize the spouse too much. Okay? And sometime that could lead to disappointment. Because sometime if let's say there is a fantasy you have about spouse and the reality 1% doesn't match, although Venus in the seventh house generally give them the good spouse. But if let's say they are just very much idealized that okay, this type, that type, so sometime it could create a little bit of disappointment as well. But in general, it's a good in terms of having a very stunning type of spouse. Also, Venus in the seventh house gives strong sexual magnetism, right? Definitely this person will have. And they will, of course, crave for physical union, emotional union, all that definitely can be seen. A spouse in their life play a very important transformational role. Okay, it is a triggering factor for their soul growth with Venus in the seventh house. Okay. So if you have Venus in the seventh house, your marriage will be a very karmic in nature. You can see that. So either it's going to be extremely blissful or deeply testing. Okay. Venus here create love that feels fated, as if it is written in the star. Because let's say when they meet their spouse, whether it's like arranged marriage or love marriage, suddenly the earth creatures start to fly, they start to feel the air, everything feels amazing, so they feel it's very destined, right? So yeah, that can be seen. Also, multiple proposal or romantic options can come to this person when they have Venus in the seventh house. And native, the person who have Venus in the seventh house, you should choose very wisely, I would say. Okay. And definitely Venus in the seventh house show that marriage is the key gateway to unlock your purpose of life. Venus in the seventh house when placed, so you are deeply romantic, sensual. Venus when placed in the seventh house, you will have strong need to be loved, to be admired, to be cherished in return. Venus in the seventh house also show that your love language include touch, affection, giving romantic gifts, compliments, romantic dates, candlelight dinner, dating near beach, and all that stuff can be seen here. Definitely with Venus in the seventh house, you will seek for partner who bring peace, beauty, harmony in your life. Venus in the seventh house also like definitely you will see these people I have seen, they just it's hard for them to stay single. The desire for companionship, having some partner with them is so strong, it's hard for them to stay single. Venus in the seventh house show they can get emotionally hurt if they don't feel appreciated in relationship. Okay, so let's say they are giving good amount of everything, love, affection and all that to their partner, and the partner is not appreciate that, they will definitely feel hurt with this. Also with Venus in the seventh house, you can be very accommodating to keep love alive even at your own cost. Venus in the seventh house also show that your purpose is to evolve from surface level attraction to soul level partnership. Okay, you will also see this. When you have Venus in the seventh house, it brings success through partnership based career, business, legal clients, right? Sorry, legal work, or maybe client based work. Although we have to see other placement for career. Okay, a lot of other stuff need to be seen. For that, follow scope consultation is required. Links are in comment section and description. Also, you will see profession like marriage counseling, marriage bureau opening, online matchmaking websites, apps, beauty industry, media, PR industry, art, fashion, female related product or lingerie work. These things, these guys can do business of these stuff. Venus in the seventh house can even give you fame, support, and wealth through alliances and collaboration. But then again, fame yoga must need to be present in chart as well. Venus in the seventh house show that your public image is usually very attractive. People like and trust you easily. Okay. Venus in the seventh house, you can attract mentors, clients, or business partner who are helping and loving. Generally, Venus in the seventh house can give you very few enemies. Okay, and because Venus brings grace in handling dispute in the seventh house. Venus in the seventh house show that life purpose include bringing harmony to social and professional relationships. Right? That can also be seen. Then Venus in the seventh house, it can even cause imbalance, love life, or I would say, if it's highly, afflicted, then of course, as I mentioned, imbalance love life, or maybe your affair, etc., with other person after marrying, then outside marriage affair, these things because can also be seen whether you and your spouse do that. Venus is placed in the seventh house, so one remedy is that never wear dirty clothes, never wear torn clothes, never wear clothes without iron. Okay, always press or iron clothes and then wear them when you have Venus in the seventh house. Otherwise, you will damage your Venus. Okay. Overall, your clothes, whether it's your undergarments or the upper, like the normal clothes, you just have to wear them clean, very clean clothes, and they must not have any torn, or like they must not be dirty, and they must be well pressed and iron, and use good perfumes to always smell good. Okay, make where you live, make sure it must be very clean place. Always make your home very clean. Okay, also if you have Venus in the seventh house, avoid verbal fights with your spouse, especially on Friday. Never hurt your wife or husband, especially if you are a male. Never hurt your wife, okay, or your girlfriend or partner, right? Always try to maintain harmony in marriage. Okay. Venus in the seventh house, always respect women's, even your mother-in-law, everyone. Okay. In your bedroom, using sandalwood perfume is going to be a good idea when you have Venus in the seventh house, or fragrance of sandalwood, especially the white sandalwood. Okay, you can even literally keep white sandalwood in your room somewhere. You can have rose quartz related stuff, okay, in your room. That is also a good idea with Venus in the seventh house. Venus in the seventh house also show that your soul had experienced relationship traumas and abandonment in past life. Okay, so this life is about healing through commitment, love, and true union that you feel with Venus in the seventh house. Also, with Venus in the seventh house, it means that you are here in this life to learn the love and not possession. So yeah, this is all about Venus in the seventh house. If you want consultation or purchase courses, links are given in the description. Now let's talk about Venus in the eighth house. So if Venus is placed into your eighth house, so first of all, what does eighth house represent? Okay, eighth house is a very hidden houses in astrology. Eighth house represent all the hidden things. It represents transformation. It is the house of your longevity, sexuality, death, inheritance, occult, mysticism, shared assets, okay, spouse, family. Eighth house also represent anything which is hidden under the earth, and lot of other things. And what is Venus? Venus is love, luxury, romance, sensuality, beauty, arts, and desires. Now, see, Venus is a very soft planet. It's a feminine energy. And eighth house is like a dark hole which is deep beneath earth. You put such a beautiful, creative, soft energy into the beneath earth. Now, that energy cannot just express its creativity and feeling like, what the hell, there is no creativity here. So, kind of a, it feels a little bit frustrated, or even I would say horrible, right? So, yeah, that can be naturally seen. Now, see, so what happened when Venus is placed into the eighth house? When Venus sit in the eighth house, the purpose of life become deeply transformational. Okay, especially through emotional bond and relationship. You will see when you have Venus in the eighth house, such person, first of all, they will have a very sexy appeal. The opposite sex is always going to get attracted towards them no matter what the age of this person is. I've seen this again and again. If you are a guy who have Venus in the eighth house, so naturally the girls, it happened to you. You will walk on the street and some girl started to like to you and talk to you. You are a girl with Venus in the eighth house, some boy will randomly come to start to talk to you, right? So that will naturally happen. They naturally draw attraction. Even their bosses or colleagues, that can also happen. A lot of attraction toward these people, even if they get married, even if they have old age, right? Even then they will attract a lot. But Venus in the eighth house definitely give you, I've seen this again and again, heartbreak. They will have one person in their life whom like somehow, whether it's a one-sided love or even due to society or any reason, they are not able to get married to that person. They will have heartbreak. Also, I have seen if you are a male with Venus in the eighth house, some female can in the early ages can even defame, like you get little bit of defamation or even more defamation depending upon your planets due to a female in your life. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that can be seen. If you didn't get it, defamation due to female, and you have Venus in the eighth house, you are lucky. Okay, maybe other planets are saving you, but yeah, these things I have seen. Now, Venus in the eighth house, it also show that you are meant to evolve through intimacy, secrets, suffering, rebirth like experiences. These guys generally have affairs. Okay, they hide it because eighth house also represents secrecy. So in the college, etc., they are having affairs depending upon Desh Kalpatra, still they have it. And they are very sexual people generally. Okay. So yeah, they hide it, especially before marriage. They have it. Some even have after marriage as well, because ultimately it's keep giving them attraction. I've also seen Venus in the eighth house. Such person, let's say, somehow destiny put them in such situations where they find a man or a woman whose marriage is not working, who is sexually unsatisfied, and they can later have connection with that person. That person would like to fulfill their desires through them. So yeah, I've also seen such things with Venus in the eighth house. And you will also see with Venus in the eighth house, native, you will see with Venus in the eighth house, you will have an intense craving for soul deep love. Okay, soul level deep love rather than superficial attraction. Okay, this placement bring you, like as I mentioned, a magnetic aura, attracting aura. You will attract opposite, like you are attractive towards people. You don't understand that. I've seen even if this person is not a very good looking, Venus in the eighth house gives them such a sexual attraction aura that the opposite gender get attracted a lot with these people. Okay. Also, there is a past life link to sensuality, passion, or even misused love. Okay. This life will bring purification. Venus in the eighth house can also show that you can also become spiritually awakened through emotional breakdown or betrayal in love. Okay. Venus in the eighth house also show possessiveness and obsession in love may arise. Okay. And you may have to learn sometime detachment with this placement. Venus in the eighth house is also indicating that the purpose of life is, to transform through love. Okay. You will rise after emotional storms. Okay. You will master your inner power. So yeah, as I mentioned you earlier, some things these guys face, right? Or these girls face somehow. You will see that Venus in the 8th house, it's show. And if you are a male, Venus in the 8th house, your wife will become important. You have to deal with her diplomatically. Try to not to do argument or fight, etc. with her. Be careful, be humble. Try to deal with her diplomatically, even if she is not good, let's say in 1% case. Okay, so you have to deal with her very diplomatically. Also, you will see Venus in the 8th house, marriage and spouse will bring major karmic transformation in your life. The marriage change your destiny. I've seen many people with Venus in the 8th house, they get success after marriage, because 8th house is transformation and Venus is love, romance, marriage. So after getting married, they will have transformation. For some people, it can be reverse as well. Okay, let's say if Venus is horribly placed, this can even give you like maybe downfall. But generally, Venus in the 8th house, because it look at the opposite house, and 8th house is sudden, and opposite to the it is second house of money, so they can get a government job. Not government job actually, they can get some kind of a some upliftment in their life. Okay, but if let's say the Shantar Dasha of Sun is operating at its well place, then this can even give them government job after marriage, or let's say after a girl enter in their life. I've also seen that. Also, Venus in the 8th house, spouse can be very mysterious, very secretive person. She could have secrets that she hide. Sometimes spiritual, can be from a good, well-off family or wealthy also sometime. Or maybe from a different culture backgrounds. I've also seen these guys get money, etc. Venus in the 8th house, this is very interesting. I have seen even the people, a guy or some guy who don't even do anything. They are literally unemployed, and they somehow get married to this beautiful girl, and through the spouse family, the girl family, they are getting good amount of money support, right? So this is like, I have also seen such things with Venus in the 8th house. Also, like spouse in the 8th, like spouse family can be wealthy, because in the 8th house Venus also show that. Okay, so they get benefit due to spouse family. Also, Venus in the 8th house, you will attract partner who are emotionally intense, possessive or controlling. Okay. Venus in the 8th house shows strong sexual bond with the partner will be there. Physical chemistry is crucial in your relationship. Okay. If Venus in the 8th house is afflicted, it can lead to, as I mentioned earlier, secret affair, betrayal, sudden separation in love. Right? That can be seen. Or maybe not able to get married to the person they wants to, but they get married, and due to which they are getting wealth. That can also be seen with this Venus in the 8th house. Venus in the 8th house, your spouse could be interested in 8th house related matter like tantra, occult, astrology, healing services, data science, research. That can be seen. Or she might, I have also seen Venus in the 8th house, your spouse could be watching a lot of paranormal movies or such, weird kind of a movies. That can be seen. Love is deeply karmic with Venus in the 8th house. You will experience fated union, or love from the past life connection can also come in your life. Okay. Then Venus in the 8th house, your partner may hide secret. Okay. Or maybe you keep secret from your spouse. Right. Venus in the 8th house show that marriage become a mirror for emotional and spiritual healing. Okay. Venus in the 8th house can also show, as I mentioned earlier, like some kind of a break, heartbreak, first relationship doesn't work, and or maybe late marriage related combination, especially if this Venus is afflicted here. And spouse can be a very sudden gains related or losses related situation can come due to spouse in your life. Venus here in the 8th house also give you a very sensual, seductive, mystical aura. Okay. Venus in the 8th house show there could be secret admirers. Okay. Who are there in your workplace or anywhere who like you secretly. And that could lead to secret love affairs, sexual pleasures with, that those things can be seen. Venus in the 8th house give you very strong sexual charisma. Okay. But you have to use it wisely. Not manipulate anyone. Right. Also, Venus in the 8th house give you fascination with taboo relationship, unconventional love scenarios these guys would like to have. Okay. Then Venus in the 8th house, generally these people, if its Venus is not afflicted, once they get married or they get committed, they are deeply loyal generally. Okay. um then Venus in the 8th house also show that your purpose is to learn. If Venus in the 8th house is highly damaged, it can give you, if Venus in the 8th house, I've also seen, can give you problem related to sexual life, or maybe genital area fungal infections or such thing time to time can happen, or some reproductive problem, hidden diseases. In general also, Venus in the 8th house, you are more prone to fungal infections due to weather and all that on your genital area. So yeah, be careful. Okay. uh Also, because of some female financial loss of image, okay, betrayal, these things can also be, you are prone to, so be careful, okay, who you give heart, right? uh Always remember, avoid keeping dirty or used cosmetics if you have Venus in the 8th house, especially near your bed where you sleep. Okay, never use someone else cosmetic, never wear and someone else clothes, etc., right? Some people have such habit, you just use your own clothes and let other, and don't give your to others, right? Some people do this sharing stuff, some places, uh also, Venus is in the 8th house, always try to, you know make your Venus good by making good connection with the female, wearing good clothes, okay, and try to uplift with Venus, this Venus, okay, and praying to goddess Lakshmi is going to be a very good idea with Venus in the 8th house, okay. Also, sleeping on a clean white bed sheet can be a great idea if you have Venus in the 8th house, okay. So yeah, bed sheet which have more whitish type of shade, you can use them with Venus in the 8th house. This is also a good remedy. Also, avoid mirrors in your bedroom as much as you can. Avoid mirrors in your bedroom if you have Venus in the 8th house, okay. Deal with your spouse very carefully, and do not create problem for your spouse or female or girlfriend, otherwise this Venus will create problems. In the 8th house can give you interest in occult sciences, tantra, astrology, stock market, lottery, healing arts. You can also connect you to the insurance, banking, inheritance related career, or even banking sector, finance, right? That can be seen. Definitely Venus in the 8th house show you can gain through partner, wife, in-laws, marriage alliance. So yeah, this is all about Venus in the 8th house. If you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. Okay, now let's talk about Venus in ninth house, right? So, um, when Venus is placed in the ninth house, what will going to happen? First of all, ninth house represent what? Ninth house is the house of your destiny. Ninth house represent your dharma. Ninth house is your house of father, long distance travel, foreign travel, higher education, spirituality, guru, blessing, your luck, destiny, and your higher study. All this is 9,000, thousand other things. And what is Venus? Venus is love, romance, beauty, sensual pleasures, right? Your wife for males, and even your romantic relationship, regardless of your gender. Okay? This is all Venus domain. Venus is beauty, right? Money, luxury. Now, when such planet Venus enter the house, okay, which is ninth house, so what's going to happen? So when Venus enter here, so you will see that you seeks for love in wisdom, okay, and you want pleasure in spirituality or even philosophy. With Venus in the ninth house, you will also see that this placement enhance aesthetic sense in belief system, okay. So you may find religion or dharma a beautiful thing, okay. You may fall in love during travels. So yeah, this is a combination where if you destine, or I would say you dream, that when I travel, I wish that on flight next to me a beautiful girl is sitting and I start to talk to her, and while my flight land, or a beautiful or a handsome man is sitting and I talk to him, and when my flight land and we have something, right, that spark of love. So yeah, this is one of those combination that can suggest that This combination can even suggest that you can meet during traveling. Maybe you are just traveling to any country, and there you are just walking on the beach and drinking something like a coconut water or juice. And when you just walk forward and you see a beautiful girl is coming, or a handsome man is coming, or a boy is coming, and you like that person, and something happened there. Okay, so yeah, this is one of those combination. Also, with Venus in the ninth house, you can even meet your partner while you are on some pilgrimage. Means you are going on a spiritual travel. You are going to spiritual places. There you can meet someone. So yeah, that can also possible. Like for an example, let's say I give that example that you travel to a lot of country and you are not able to meet anyone. But with this Venus in the ninth house, let's say you go to India, you go to Rishikesh, right? For an example, and there you are sitting next to Ganga river, and next to Ganga river you find someone there. Okay, so yeah, that can also possible with this combination. So even at any spiritual place you can find with this. Also, you will also see with Venus in the ninth house, you can also meet your partner through any kind of a travel, spirituality, pilgrimage, foreign culture. Okay, so yeah, this is very strong thing. Or even ninth house is your father, so maybe father connection can also be there. Although I think the traveling theme is going to be very important, because opposite to that is also the third house, right? So yeah, uh, that can also be seen. Then it also actually activate in a way meeting on online stuff as well. So yeah, then Venus in the ninth house also show that you will have a craving for a soulful partner. The partner, the one whom with you can explore life, you can explore spirituality and culture, right? You will see that Venus in the ninth house can make you a person like that. Then Venus in the ninth house can also show that you could have a love and devotion towards some guru. Okay, or maybe you will have some sort of, I would say, uh, like at some point you will have some sort of devotion. Like you will find someone who will surprise you, right? And definitely it will give you devotion towards them, like a guru figure in your life. Now, Venus in the ninth house show that you may drawn towards interfaith or intercultural marriages as well. Although for that we have to see other things as well, like marrying to a foreigner or marrying to intercultural religion. Sorry, marriages. For that we have to see like the connection of seventh, ninth, seventh, 12th, 7, 6, placement of Rahu and Saturn, and ninth lord, 12th lord. A lot of placements you have to see which how the ninth house is afflicted, fifth house is afflicted. Placements maybe D9 of seventh lord, also the nakshatra dharakarka, D3. A lot of things you have to see for that. But yeah, this is one of the combination that maybe, because let's say you're traveling and you find a girl of another country, so yeah, it can make that kind of a combination. But for full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are given in the comment section and description. So yeah, it can even give you a partner of different background. Okay, with Venus in the ninth house, your purpose of life is linked to divine love. Okay, you are linked to global vision and sharing beauty and dharma. With Venus in the ninth house, you can even teach, preach, or publish something that combine wisdom and aesthetics. Okay, your future spouse may belong to different religion, different caste, different country, different belief system. Your spouse could have. With Venus in the ninth house, your partner may be very well cultured, refined, maybe spiritual, educated, someone who could love traveling, or maybe from a noble family. Okay, Venus in the ninth house sometime can do little bit delay. Okay, of course we have to see overall condition for these things, but yeah, that can possible. Okay, because maybe you likes traveling and after certain time then you find someone, or we travel your yoga to have relationship or marriage get activated with this. I have also seen with Venus in the ninth house, some kind of a teacher, mentor, a fatherly or a guru like figure could play a very important role. Their blessings could be important here in matchmaking, right? But yeah, strong possibility of meeting spouse while traveling or during some spiritual journey can be there when Venus is in the ninth house. With Venus in the ninth house, your spouse could be someone deeply invested in things like religion. They may like some religion. They may start to learn about different religions, maybe. Okay, or maybe things like law may be interesting for them. They may like teaching, okay, or some kind of academia. So yeah, these things generally you will see with Venus in the ninth house. Also, then Venus in the ninth house show that your romantic relationship may begin during higher studies or even in foreign university. So if you are planning to go or studying in a foreign university, then yes, this is also a combination, because ninth house is higher education. Though maybe you go for a higher education, and there you go, there you find someone, maybe even studying in library or in class or somewhere due to your university or college, you can find someone. So yeah, this is also a combination. Then Venus here will definitely give you romantic partner worldwide, like worldview type of romantic view of such person. Okay. Also, you will see that with Venus in the ninth house, it can make you a person who may idealize your spouse, and some time could also lead to disappointment when reality doesn't match, because maybe this Venus has different kind of aspects and not very well aligned with what you want. Okay, so that can also be seen. With Venus in the ninth house, your marriage can bring great fortune, for sure, blessings. Maybe destiny opens some good door for you, okay, of luck, money, and happiness and luxury and all what you want. Generally, this is also seen. Okay, so in that way, it's really a good. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big pictures. To see the big picture. Venus in the ninth house can also show that spouse and marriage could become a vehicle for the native spiritual awakening. Right? So yeah, that can also be seen. Venus in the ninth house can even create a stories where like a person get married to a girl or a boy and then settle in a foreign country with the help of the partner. So yeah, this can also be that kind of a placement, that you fall in love with a boy or a girl, and then they just insist you to come to their country. And then you move there. So yeah, that can also be seen. Venus in the ninth house can also support both romantic and spiritual type of companion, right? That kind of a relationship. Venus in the ninth house can show, especially in the influence of Rahu, etc., can show that you are naturally drawn to foreigners, ancient culture, spiritual destinations. Okay? So yeah, that can be seen. Venus in the ninth house people, if you have, so it can also show that your life path may involve working abroad, teaching, publishing, and you become the bridge between the two culture. Okay? You may like foreign custom sometime, foreign people, foreign food, foreign language learning. These things can also involve. And as I mentioned earlier, Venus in the ninth house, your long journeys could lead to love, transformation, or new perspective on marriage. Okay? Sometime I've also seen with people with Venus in the ninth house, naturally they desire a partner abroad. Okay, or someone who shares similar wanderlust kind of a thing that they have. Venus in the ninth house can sometimes give you something like in the spouse family living abroad. Okay, or maybe spouse family, someone in the spouse family relocate to foreign country. Venus in the ninth house can also your relationship start online as well. In some app or some language learning app or some online education, multicultural online events. So yeah, that can also be seen. Venus in the ninth house can show travel bring both romantic blessing and karmic lessons. Okay. So yeah, that can also be seen. Then Venus in the ninth house also show that your life purpose is beautifying the world through truth, harmony, love, and spiritual growth. Okay, with Venus in the ninth house, you are meant to merge love and dharma. You will be a spiritual teacher, artist. Okay, that can be seen. Venus in the ninth house, some kind of a karma from past life involved in relationship across border. Okay, that can also possible. Venus in the ninth house, you need to balance worldly desire with higher purpose. Okay, and you should avoid dogma or superficiality. Okay, Venus in the ninth house also show that you will be drawn towards artistic or luxurious rituals. Okay, spiritual decors, and yeah, so these things can be seen. Like these could be the people who see the videos of some rich Indians doing rituals of India in a different way, like a kingly way, and they would like to do that, right? So yeah, that can be seen. Then you will see with Venus in the ninth house, if you are a female, then you may have, um, maybe strong devotion in your life at certain point, especially if this Venus is strong. Uh, Also with Venus in the ninth house, try to eat sattvic food, which means like avoid non-veg, alcohol, etc. Okay, and ethical romance is considered to be good, very good in Venus in the ninth house. Venus in the ninth house generally give you fortune if not afflicted. If not afflicted. Okay. Venus, if placed in the ninth house, you should always respect your father, your elder, your gurus, right? Which is a very good remedy. Venus in the ninth house, you should always help cows, feed cows, especially on Friday. Never eat beef in your life, otherwise, you will face a lot of troubles regarding Venus signification if Venus is in the ninth house. Okay? You should help cow, you should feed cows, give them something to eat to cows. Okay? When you have Venus in the ninth house, you should avoid sleeping feet towards west. When you are sleeping, you must not have your feet towards west if you have Venus in the ninth house, otherwise you will face trouble. Okay? Venus in the ninth house, always wear good clothes, well ironed, well pressed clothes, right? And always use perfume. You should smell good, look good always. Okay? So yeah. Venus in the ninth house also show it's an excellent placement if you want to be artist, fashion designer, diplomat, spiritual coaches, teacher, international traveling. Okay, so yeah, it's a good placement. It also make you a luxury travel influencer or some kind of influential, right? And the influencer can become so powerful that it can literally make you a cultural ambassador kind of a person. And sometimes Venus in the ninth house can even make like give you you can create spiritual content of some kind. Okay. Also, you will see that you are natural, like you naturally have an ability with Venus in the ninth house to blend culture, languages, and idea with beauty. Okay, Venus in the ninth house people can also have this ability to guide people towards peace, right? So yeah, this is about Venus in the ninth house. If you want consultation or purchase courses, links are in comment section as well as description. Okay, now let's talk about Venus in the 10th house. What if Venus is placed into the 10th house in your chart? So if Venus is placed into the 10th house of your chart, first of all, what does 10th house represent? See, 10th house is first of all our career. Okay, this is the first thing came in our mind when we heard 10th house. 10th house is basically our karma. It is also our public image. It is the house of authority. It represents government and reputation. It is your achievement. Okay. So yeah, there are more signification of 10th house as well. But yeah, you will see these things. Then what is Venus? Venus is charm, beauty, luxury, romance, sexual pleasures, and thousand other things. Creative, artistic stuff. So when such planet, soft planet Venus is going to sit into the 10th house, so what's going to happen? In this house, Venus naturally brings charm, beauty, grace to your profession. Generally, you will find that whenever Venus sit in the 10th house, definitely it make a combination of someone who is going to do some kind of a creative artistic work in their life. Let's say Rahu join here. They could do something like a video making, photography, naturally become like naturally chance to get famous, maybe doing some fashion, jewelry business, etc. Even naturally Venus in the 10th house without even other planet create this combination of this person naturally can be connected to anything like media, social media, movies, photography, any kind of a creative artistic field, any female related things. Okay, because whatever the Venus domains are, and naturally, with Venus in the 10th house, uh, you can do that. Okay, so when you have Venus in the 10th house, it will make you a person who is born to beautify the world through your work. So definitely they will try to beautify, like they can do some good uh, beautification related work, like they can be a great artist who is doing great paintings, they can be a great designer. Okay, they can be into social media stars, TikTok stars, Instagrammers, YouTubers. Okay, with Venus in the 10th house, your life purpose is to bring harmony and refinement to outer world, not just to the private sphere. This placement give you a natural ability to attract attention, popularity, admiration, okay, through your career. Definitely it's one of the combination of fame. Okay, because naturally it make you like, appeal, like people will feel attracted, and due to some talents of you, any talent can be there. Okay, generally with Venus in the 10th house, it make you a person who craves social validation, okay, through your elegant presentation and aesthetics. Also with Venus in the 10th house, your life mission often involve inspiring others through your fashion, art, movies, video creation, any kind of a content creation, entertainment, diplomacy, and through your charm. Okay, definitely you will see that. Venus in the 10th house show that work and pleasure go hand in hand for these people. Okay, you are a kind of a person with Venus in the 10th house who want to enjoy your profession. Okay, you will see that. Venus in the 10th house show life become meaningful when you feel recognized, appreciated, and admired. Okay, Venus in the 10th house show that your purpose is to balance karma through graceful leadership and refined social contribution. Venus, when placed into the 10th house in your chart, it also show a strong inclination towards creative industry, as I mentioned earlier. Any kind of a profession in which they are doing something related to luxury kind of a work. Any luxurious brand, perfume, fashion model, fashion brands, okay, music, beauty, starting a PR agency, media, films, all these yogas can be seen if you have Venus in the 10th house. Venus in the 10th house can also make you excellent diplomat, okay, social influencer, designer, actor, model. Venus in the 10th house can also show you can also be in the career. It can also make you career oriented from young age. You wants to do something creative, artistic, different, that can be seen. Venus in the 10th house, generally these people workplace are often elegant and very artistic. Okay, or maybe when wherever you work, there can be women, a lot of women's there. Okay, that can also be seen. Venus in the 10th house show that you will gain recognition through public charm, through your voice, through your looks, or through your artistic talent, that can be seen. Venus in the 10th house show that bosses and authority figure are usually very well disposed, or generally you will find female dominated authoritative figures with Venus in the 10th house. Okay, you may work at a place where your bosses or your like people of upper level in your office or in your company are mostly females. With this, that can also be seen. Venus in the 10th house can also make a combination where these people with work with their spouse or their wife or their partner, their girlfriend. Venus in the 10th house can also show maybe you could meet your spouse through your career. Okay, that can also be seen. Venus in the 10th house generally make your public persona very attractive. Okay, people definitely love your presence and grace when you have Venus in the 10th house. Profession success can come from things like networking, public relation and your charm when you have Venus in the 10th house, right? I've also seen when a person have Venus in the 10th house, whenever a person have Venus in the 10th house, you are more prone to attract jealousy, okay, from people, because you become popular, you get luxury or fame, or you get some kind of a happiness which people feel very jealous of you, okay. So that can be seen. With Venus in the 10th house, fame may come with expectation or perfect look or polished image. That can also be seen. Venus in the 10th house also show that your career karma involve using your charm for social balance, not for manipulation. Venus in the 10th house show that you are likely attract very well groomed, career oriented and high status spouse generally. Or they could be someone who could be involved, especially if you are a male, they could be involved in, like, career could be important for spouse, okay. For men, definitely Venus here give you a wife who is very classy, elegant, possibly maybe famous or doing some, like, very business minded, right? Even if not famous. Venus in the 10th house show that marriage may be influenced or decided by career choice, workplace or public image. Venus in the 10th house can also show that you can fall in love with a colleague, boss or someone from professional network. Venus in the 10th house can even show that your partner, your marriage partner, your spouse or wife or husband may also be artistic, can be very stylish or from a high society background. Okay, Venus in the 10th house show that relationship may flourish in public eye or social media. Okay, for social media and public eye, relationship will definitely be very good. Okay. Venus in the 10th house, of course, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are in the comment section and description if you want to purchase that. Venus in the 10th house show that family prestige and societal acceptance can be a big factor in your marriage decision. Okay, you have to convince your, like, sometime I've seen their father, etc. with this. Venus in the 10th house, spouse may support career or may be involved in the business. Okay, I've also seen at some point of their life, Venus in the 10th house, you may do some kind of a business with your spouse. Venus in the 10th house also show that you may desire a partner who add beauty, harmony and class to your public image. Like, they want a partner who will definitely improve their image, public image. Okay, Venus in the 10th house show that your marriage timing may align with career peaks or Venus maybe Mahadasha Antardasha, that can also be seen. Venus in the 10th house, if it's afflicted, marriage can suffer due to excessive focus or image or maybe your profession or work, right? But of course, full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are in comment section and description. Now, Venus in the 10th house also show that Venus here give, a pleasing public image to you. Okay, because you are diplomatic and getting admired by the people, that's naturally can be seen with Venus in the 10th house. Venus in the 10th house also show that you can be known for your grace under pressure, your social elegance in professional situation, that can also be seen. Here Venus show that your life purpose often involve inspiring beauty or grace in society at large. Venus in the 10th house can also show that you could be a public figure, an influencer, a creator, someone who known for their luxurious lifestyle or maybe a luxury brand owner. Okay. Venus in the 10th house can also show that you could have a reputation matters to you a lot. Your public image. Okay. So yeah, you may do a lot of things to protect it. Venus in the 10th house show that you may feel incomplete without external appreciation or career success. Right. Then Venus in the 10th house can even show that your social image can become the identity of yours. Okay. So yeah, sometime it could even... Venus in the 10th house also show that whenever someone praise you, public praise, naturally, you feel very good, you feel exciting, happy, and public shame of any kind definitely damage you and your Venus especially. Although Venus in the 10th house can create problem in relationship related to ego. So you have to be careful regarding that. Venus in the 10th house, first remedy is that make your office or work environment very aesthetically pleasing. Whenever it is, you will naturally feel good. Always keep your workplace neat and clean. Okay, again, this is a great remedy for Venus, right? Respect the female co-workers and never never treat them bad, especially to the females. You should never treat them bad. You should treat everyone with, your charm, your grace, your beauty, your softness. Okay, use perfumes, sandalwood fragrance in the office or even in your life as well, right? Always wear good clothes, well ironed clothes. Use fragrance, right, which is a very good remedy for Venus. And respect women. Okay, when you say respect women, it also means that love affairs are good, right? When you are taking care of the women, but do not just uh, say bad words to the women. Nowadays, some men do that. That's why I'm saying it, right? So, yeah, all about Venus in the 10th house. If you want consultation or courses, purchase, links are given in the description and comment section. Let's talk about Venus in the 11th house. So when Venus is placed into the 11th house, 11th house is the house of gains, fulfillment of desire, social circle, elder siblings, large organization. And remember, 11th house also represent your income. Okay? And 11th house is your it's the house of your, the networking that you have, right? And then what is Venus? Venus is beauty, love, romance, feminine energy, sensual pleasures. Okay? And Venus also represent anything which is artistic, creative, beautiful. So when a planet like Venus placed into the 11th house, so here Venus bring beautiful network. Venus here can also make you popular, especially in some creative industry on social media or something like that. It give you popularity. It give you a good charm. Okay, in friendships and groups, right? So you will see this. With Venus in the 11th house, you are destined to gain through art, through beauty, through love, through diplomacy. Okay? With Venus in the 11th house, the purpose of your life revolve around creating harmony in social ecosystems. Okay? Venus in the 11th house show that you are natural connectors. Right? Uniting people with grace and aesthetics are naturally seen with Venus in the 11th house. This placement of Venus in the 11th house give a deep desire to be loved and admired by society. So when you have Venus in the 11th house, you internally, whether you say it or not, you feel that I want to be loved and admired by society. That's you really like. Venus in the 11th house show that your fulfillment come through relationship, love, romance, sensual pleasures, group collaboration, humanitarian causes. These things will give you fulfillment a lot. Then I have also seen that with Venus in the 11th house, your aura draws influential friends, artists, and also lover from different different places, right? That can also be seen. Then you will also see that with Venus in the 11th house, in a way, your life mission is kind of to spread beauty and love with your social circle. With Venus in the 11th house, your spiritual journey here is to transform personal charm into collective benefit. Okay? See, Venus is money. Okay, it's a dhan karka, which means it's a planet of wealth, right? Because Venus, Aradhya Devi, is goddess Lakshmi, which is the goddess of wealth. And when it is placed into the 11th house of incomes, so in a way, it definitely a good combination for income. Okay, so income wise, it's definitely somehow or other, it's going to give you money. Okay, so when you have Venus in the 11th house, you will see you will gain from or anyone who have Venus in the 11th house, these people I have seen gain wealth in their life somehow or other, right? They will gain wealth from in their life, they will gain fame, they will gain success. Okay, maybe through networking, maybe through your friend. Okay, maybe you will have followers, you will have fans because you become celebrity. You will see that. You will also see Venus in the 11th house in many famous YouTubers chart. Okay, especially I've seen traveling and all that stuff, vlogging. Venus in the 11th house can, although for that we have to see other stuff, but yeah, it can make you a YouTuber, etc. as well. Then where your face value become important. Now see, with Venus in the 11th house, it's again a great placement if you want to become any kind of a social media influencer. Okay, so Venus in the 11th house can be found in social media influencers chart. I've literally seen with Venus in the 11th house, this girl is literally just sit in her room, right, and literally just talking to the camera and making a coffee and upload a 10-minute video, and she get 3 million views. Literally nothing, right? And just talking about her life. So yeah, this is all the power of Venus in the 11th house, right? So, and literally people are obsessed, they are buying their this like her product as well. So when you see the chart, you can see, okay, why people are obsessed with them, because it's just Venus which is giving them power. Okay, Venus in the 11th house uh, can even connect you with the professions like event planners. In a way, it can also make you diplomat, maybe an actor, model, counselor. It can also make you. Okay, you can also do some kind of a counseling with Venus in the 11th house. Venus in the 11th house give ease in forming influential connections. Okay, you will see that, especially with women. Okay, you can definitely form these kind of a connection, and also in artistic professions. Okay, or I would say with artistic professionals. With Venus in the 11th house, you attract uh, certain people, okay, who will help you in career. This is also a combination, or I would say that this is a placement which definitely uh, if like these guys say, hey, can you support me on this subscription for $10 per month, so people support them. Okay, so you will see that. Then also, like, people kind of become their super fan, they would like to pay them money every month, right? So that can be seen for their content. Then Venus in the 11th house, your most gain in your life come not through hard work, not through labor work, but through graceful alliances that you make. Networking become very important for these people to earn more money. I've also seen with Venus in the 11th house, these guys can be involved in things like non-governmental organization, right? And maybe music bands, beauty related groups. So that can also be seen. Venus in the 11th house, you may enjoy walking in aesthetically pleasing or luxurious environment. That can also be seen. Venus in the 11th house also show that your career is uplifted by public appreciation and popularity. Okay. So yeah, that can also be seen. Venus in the 11th house, I've also seen that it show that some women in your life, or maybe your romantic partner, may help you to earn and rise socially. This can literally be a placement where, let's say, you are creating video and you are a guy and you are creating video and things are not working for you. A girl came in your life, your relationship is start, and boom, your video start to went viral. Maybe you upload your vlog with your girlfriend or wife and things start to pick up. Okay, this could be one of those placement. Also, you will see with Venus in the 11th house, these people are the ones who are often become known in their friend circle for their style, for their beauty, for their sensuality. Venus in the 11th house, your purpose of karma is to use beauty and emotional intelligence to uplift communities. Okay. Then Venus in the 11th house, you are likely to meet a spouse through a friend circle, maybe through some party, through attending some conference, in some community event, online platform. Okay. So yeah, that can also possible. Venus in the 11th house also show that your spouse can be very socially active, graceful, charming, okay, and he or she could engage in art or creative careers. Although full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture, because we have to look at a lot of other things for that. But yeah, so if you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. Now, if you are a man, if you are a male, so you're with Venus in the 11th house, your wife can be very elegant, very stylish. She will be, it can also possible she will be connected, well connected socially. If you are a female, then your husband may be someone who have very Venusian traits with this, can be possible. Soft spoken, luxury loving, creative type of partner. Although for other things as well, you need to see, as I mentioned earlier, but yeah. Um, Also, with Venus in the 11th house, marriage can happen due to mutual networks, or friendship can involve in love. Like, for an example, uh, your partner could be your friend's friend, or let's say your partner could be your elders, brothers, friends, younger sister or younger brother. That can also possible here. Okay. Then with Venus in the 11th house, your future spouse may be someone uh, you know who already know or admire people in their public life. Okay. With Venus in the 11th house, you often attract partner who are emotionally sensitive, romantic, or connected to social issues or social causes. Venus in the 11th house also show that marriage can bring financial gains for you. So you may earn like with the like maybe you get married to someone who could be financially good. So you get a good amount of financial support through your partner or through their family somehow. Emotional upliftment you will get with them. Okay. So yeah, that can be seen. With Venus in the 11th house, your spouse may help you to achieve dreams or collaboration in artistic or social ventures. Okay. With Venus in the 11th house, your love life is often driven by shared ideas and collective dreams. Right? That can also be seen. With Venus in the 11th house, you can be highly romantic and loyal once emotionally secure. If your Venus is in the 11th house and let's say it's afflicted, so so in that case actually, so I've seen that you could face maybe some disappointment in love, especially early in life. Okay. So yeah, that can possible. Then Venus in the 11th house can make you extremely popular, very charming. Okay, because naturally you become center of attraction in your friend circle or even some network circle, you will see that. Venus in the 11th house, you may have many female friends or artistic companions. Because Venus, when placed in the 11th, generally their female number of female friend increases in their life, or the people who are very artistic creative, that is the people they get surrounded or they have kind of networking or friendship with. Venus in the 11th house, these people enjoy luxurious gatherings, high society clubs or elite social circle. Venus in the 11th house also show that you will have a gift of diplomacy, and you know how to balance group energies with grace. Okay, Venus in the 11th house can even make you a peacemaker in conflict. Okay, within some family or community. Venus in the 11th house show that you may have a deep karmic connection with elder sibling, right? So that can be seen. Venus in the 11th house also show that your life path often involves serving others emotionally within a social framework. Okay. I've also seen sometime Venus in the 11th house when placed for them, social validation somehow could become important. Okay, somehow I've seen that. Uh, Now, what remedy you can do? Never insult or ignore your friend. Okay, otherwise this Venus will get damaged. Always respect your friends. Okay. Uh, on Friday or every day, if you can, give food to the cows. Never eat beef. Okay, and always, like, whenever you can, anyhow support a cow in their medication, in giving them food. It's really a great idea, especially on Friday. You should give some food to the cow to eat, right? Or a place where there's a cow shelters where they are saving cow. You go there, you donate some food there. It's a good idea. Ask them how much money is there to buy this particular amount of food, which they tell you. So that is also a great idea. Nowadays you also have online websites which which also I would like to tell you, which do some cow rescue stuff. So you can also donate online if you are living abroad, right? So in India they save cows and they serve them. So yeah. uh, Also always look good, wear good clothes, wear perfume, etc. Smell good, that's really important here. um, Never use your charm to manipulate someone. Okay, with Venus in the 11th house, always remember that. Also with Venus in the 11th house, one more remedy is to keep your relationship with the elder sibling very good. Okay. um, Venus in the 11th house, I also would like to advise you avoid becoming too much independent, too much dependent on people, okay, for their approval. Okay. So yeah, that can be seen. So yeah, this is all about Venus in the 11th house. If you want to purchase consultation or courses, links are in comment section and description. Now let's talk about Venus in the 12th house. So when Venus is placed in the 12th house, first of all, what does 12th house represent? Well, at older times, 12th house was not considered to be very good because it has negative stuff. Okay, on the positive note, they consider moksha in the 12th house, but it has hospitalization, losses, okay, and isolation, living away from the family. And in the older time, 12th house, of course, represent foreign lands, but in the older time, ancient time, foreign lands are considered to be a horrible thing. Mostly a person used to go to foreign land because their family, because the king of the country they live, they kick them out, so they have no other option. And back then you don't have any online applications or video calling or something, so you don't even know when you move abroad that if your family is alive or not, right? And what happened there. So this is the biggest problem. So that's why 12th house is the house of foreign land, pain, losses, isolation, charity. Okay, 12th house is also charity. That's why doing charity improves your 12th house related things. It represents hospital. Ashrams is also 12th house. Okay. So yeah. Then when Venus is, what is Venus? Venus is love, romance, beauty, sensual pleasure, feminine energy, right? Diamonds, money, anything which is artistic, creative, or soul Venus. So when and sensual pleasures most important. When Venus is placed in the 12th house, okay, so definitely there will be hidden desires. Okay, there will be spiritual love, and there will be, these people are like a very sensual romantic people actually internally are. Okay, I have seen the kids with Venus in the 12th house. you know Even before they turn into a teen, like even before they turn into they enter into their teenage, they start to watch these girls, etc., pictures which come in the newspaper or magazine. I have seen with Venus in the 12th house nowadays, online stuff. So with Venus in the 12th house make a person very lustful generally. Okay. So yeah, I have seen that. They start to notice that their sensual feeling come very early. Now of course depend upon other things as well, but yeah, I'm telling you. So Venus here in the 12th house dives into the realm of hidden desire, dream-like romanticism. Okay. The life purpose revolve around learning detachment from material love and experiencing divine love. The people who have Venus in the 12th house, it make you generally very romantic at soul level. Okay. Then also, sometime I have seen that Venus in the 12th house, they can even be lustful, but also looking for a soulmate type of partner sometime. And due to which you will see that the people who are famous, who have Venus in the 12th house, they can even do a lot of changing partner. Even not famous people are like, because they just find that, that soulmate level connection, which they never feel satisfied. Now, Venus in the 12th house shows strong inclination towards art, beauty, music, love story, fantasy oriented relationships. Sexual fantasies will be there a lot with these guys. Venus in the 12th house show that you seek emotional and sensual merging. Okay. that transcends the material world. Okay? Venus in the 12th house show you will attract karmic lover from the past life, from the foreign land, distant land. Yes, that can also be seen. Venus in the 12th house show that your life purpose often lies in finding spiritual meaning in human intimacy. Venus in the 12th house also show that you learn to transform emotional suffering into artistic, spiritual and healing gifts. Venus in the 12th house also show dreams, intuition and fantasies guide your creative and emotional path. Venus in the 12th house also shows strong possibility of secret love affair, especially in youth. Okay, definitely you will see that. Many, with Venus in the 12th house, you may even marry someone from a foreign culture, okay, or distant background. Venus in the 12th house also show that the partner of you could be highly sensual or maybe spiritual, artistic or maybe emotionally complex. Okay, if you are a male, then wife of you may be very dreamy, seductive, secretive or a foreign born woman with Venus in the 12th house, very likely possible, although other things also need to be seen, but yeah, still. If you are a female, then your husband may be very emotional, artistic or somewhat mysterious with Venus in the 12th house. Although, as I mentioned earlier, that full horoscope consultation is required to see the big picture. Links are given in the comment section as well as description. Now, with Venus in the 12th house, your marriage may involve emotional sacrifices, isolation, or living apart for some period. Okay? Venus in the 12th house, strong potential for past life connection with the spouse is going to be there, most likely. Then Venus in the 12th house, your partner may bring both bliss and illusion. Okay? You must be cautious with the romantic idealism. Venus in the 12th house can even give deep sexual chemistry and emotional intimacy. Okay? Venus in the 12th house show that your marriage may demand spiritual alignment and detachment from fantasy. Venus in the 12th house also show that you may suffer in love maybe due to over idealizing partner or maybe ignoring red flags. Okay? Also, you will see with Venus in the 12th house, it is very strong yoga for settlement abroad, especially after marriage through love. So yeah, many of these people can even settle to a different place after getting married. Or maybe for a male, maybe wife come from foreign land and settle in with you in your country. That can also possible. Both situations are true. Okay? With Venus in the 12th house. Although we have to see other things as well, but yeah, I have seen this. Venus in the 12th house, you may fall in love and get married during a spiritual retreat, foreign travel, or maybe during some hospital or doctor's stay, etc. Right? Venus in the 12th house also show that you gain luck and wealth in foreign places through foreign partners. Right? Venus in the 12th house also show that you often feel disconnected from homeland and seek comfort in isolation or silence. Okay, sometime Venus when placed in the 12th house, their family migrate to a foreign country as well. And when they were kid, their father take them there and then maybe, so yeah, those things can also be seen. Venus in the 12th house also show your inner growth happen in solitude, meditation, prayer, music, long distance love. Venus in the 12th house also show that dreams and intuition play a huge role in decision making and creativity. Venus in the 12th house show life journey is about letting go of attachment to physical pleasures. Venus in the 12th house also show that it is an excellent placement for career in art, fashion, healing, spiritual counseling. Venus in the 12th house show that you will have a strong need for strong spiritual discipline to avoid escapism, addiction and illusions. Venus in the 12th house show that you are prone to emotional burnout if relationships are not grounded in reality. Okay? Then I also would like to tell you Venus in the 12th house, actually Venus here give expenses on luxury. So these are the people who would like to buy some luxury stuff and luxury maybe cars etc. and they spend on that. Luxurious travel, they spend on love, and spending of love means a lot of meaning. You know what I mean. So yeah, that I've also seen. Okay. They spend on beauty, they spend on sensual secret pleasures, right? They are the people with Venus in the 12th house whose financial life also improve through money, etc., also improve through foreign trade, maybe creative outlets, maybe spiritual work. These things help in improving their finances. Venus in the 12th house also show that you can be prone to spend on pleasures of different kinds. You can spend on perfume, you could have perfume collection, on designer item, okay, maybe on buying some Louis Vuitton bag or Rado watches, Swiss watches, Gucci stuff, right? Expensive perfumes, luxury perfumes. So yeah, that can be seen. Venus in the 12th house, you should be careful with debts caused by love affairs or luxurious lifestyle, right? Venus in the 12th house, you can become famous for spiritual art, music, films, or poetry. Venus in the 12th house also show that your career may have secret supporters, mentors, and or even silent enemies. Okay. Now, if let's say this Venus is damaged, that it can give you sexual scandals, or maybe you will have someone sex with some, who knows, like some adult actress or something, and then later it come out in the media. Okay, so yeah, and then you have to give her money, right? So such things are also seen with Venus in the 12th house. So what are the remedy you can do? When you sleep on the bed, use more white bed sheets on bed, which is a great remedy. Use fragrance on your room, especially on bed, maybe sandalwood fragrance, especially on Friday. If you do it every day, that's excellent. Then help blind women, blind girls. If the girl you find which are blind or women blind, help them, okay, in whatever way you can. Avoid alcohol too much, okay. Use rose quartz, this crystal rose quartz, okay. And in any way, if you serve a cow, if you give food to a cow, it's a great remedy. Never eat beef, okay. Eating beef is not good here generally. So yeah, that's what I would say. And always try to wear good clothes, well ironed clothes, okay, and apply good fragrance on your body. So yeah, and never disrespect girls, never disrespect women. Venus on the 12th house also show that you have unresolved past life love stories. Your love can be deeply karmic, although sometimes it can be with many people. So yeah, these are the things generally you see with Venus in the 12th house. Okay, if you want consultation or purchase courses, links are in comment section as well as description.